Stun, 2 seconds stun. I have
I'm looking
stun
for
now.
Talia, okay, when she's trying to help this play.
Drop
Yeah.
a ward if you can.
Can you go Talia? Anyone? Talia? She has no flash, no flash.
Hey.
Hello. And did the work switching work out?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, so I will be changing jobs after an exact month, actually. So, but I also got a call. I'm potentially might get drafted into the army for 9 months.
What?
So, yeah, I got a call for a draft, basically.
Oh.
I don't know what you call it. Basically, there's a pool of people that get called, and they're trying to collect 3,000 out of randomly called 25,000 individuals. So it's not a high chance, but there still is. So
Wait, 3,000 out of how many called?
25k. So it's about 1 in 10.
Well, as a D&D player, you know your luck.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
So-
did you do mandatory service, if I remember this? Mandatory service.
This is
right?
basically the mandatory service.
But
Oh,
I
you're
got-
going to the military? Wait.
I'm getting
Might
drafted.
be.
I might be. I'm in the call. What you call it? It's like the calls.
Group. Short
Um,
list.
Yeah, I mean it's something among those lines,
But
right?
didn't you get drafted when you were 18 already? I got they tried to draft me with 18 or 20 or something, but I escaped to Germany, so
Huh.
I mean it's every year there's a chance you will be in the list, so it's not.
it's not like an age, and you just have to go.
It is until until I'm 27. So this year I'm getting 26, so it's literally the last year, like when they can.
Oh,
when they
they're
could
definitely
draft
going to
me.
choose you then.
But this is
They
not
can
a,
go back
like,
for the other people later, but they need to get you now or they'll miss their chance.
But this is not a response to some Russian threat or something, right? It's just the normal thing.
They started drafting in 2014. It's not. It didn't like. It's just a yearly thing. So
2014, the same year that Russia annexed Crimea.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is kind of a response to Russia.
Yeah, but yeah, it's
so
not
for me it
treated
wasn't an age thing. It was then. Oh, now I understand.
Wait, what?
Well, yeah, they reached out to my grandma. I was already living in Germany.
I'm sorry, you said it was 18, 19. Weren't you 18, 19, 11 years ago?
Right. I don't remember the. Wait. I'm 20. I will be 32 this year. So I kind of assumed it was
Why did
like
you start
21 or
with 20?
something. 2021. I don't know, man.
All right.
I have no memory of this.
Technically, yeah, before 2015, they didn't really have any mandatory calls.
So, Lucas, it's time for you to become a refugee to some other country.
But 9 months, you said? And like, are you actually like living in the quarters or stuff, or are you living close by and still manage to play D&D?
No. You live in the quarters. If they like you, they let you return on weekends.
Oh.
And how are we going to play Dungeons and Dragons if the worst happens?
What's their VLAN?
Dikuniversum, I'm sorry.
Do they have good
VLAN? You know, I'll just DM from the ditch somewhere, just behind enemy lines.
Just in the middle of a live fire exercise, and they're just like, "All right, pause, guys, gotta run a D&D session here."
Hey, you would have wonderful realistic sound effects, you know.
Hey, if this was a reason for like a treaty to stop war for a moment to play D&D, you would be in the books for the future.
Yep.
Problem is, everyone is going to watch your channel, and we are all getting cancelled.
Ha.
Hey, at least the Russian bots would watch instead of nobody.
I mean, come on, it's like 2025, so like Zuckerberg gonna be like, oh my god, they said nigger like 20 times. I should put this on the front page to make Trump like
yeah.
me.
Honestly,
Maybe we will get hired in the Trump administration.
I'm pretty sure that was the first time. Usually Ilias is Negro, so
Yeah,
That is a good point, yeah. He does normally say that instead, yeah.
well, Marky
I'm
has
Which
not
is
the
like
not
past,
really a whole lot better,
obviously.
but
There's
Mark
never
said
too
it
late
in
to
hard
start.
R.
ha.
It's never
He's-
too late to start being racist.
Hey, he's in character already. He's allowed. Oh goddamn!
He has the pass.
We are way too European for the policies of YouTube, I believe.
I wonder
Yeah.
what you have to do to get a gypsy pass.
Nobody cares about them, right? You can just
I don't
Steel-toed
think
boots,
gypsy.
basically, or a brass knuckles. You can call them Gypsy, Tigani, Bengali. I can continue with the slurs. I have like 50 or more.
I mean, it's true that you basically need to get a Roma pass because they are happier being called Tsigani than Roma.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird because I'm changing jobs in the middle. So if I get drafted while I'm still in the probation period, don't know what will happen.
when will you know if you got drafted or not? How long will it take?
I don't know. I need to send them my documents until the end of this week. Then I'll need to go for a medical checkup. And I'm hoping I won't like, I don't know how high. I'll try to make my blood pressure as high as possible because that's a possibility of them not taking me. If I
Are you
have high
forced to
blood-
use their
also-
doctors, or can you go to your own doctor if you know what I mean?
The first medical checkup has to be at theirs, but then you can go to yours if you need like a specialist doctor like a cardiologist or something.
Okay, eat shitload of sugar and.
Oh no,
lots of
I
bacon
actually
the day before.
have high blood pressure. I can get my blood pressure to 180, 160, not 160, 180, 120 quite easily. So
Let's go.
I have no worries there. I just don't know if that's enough.
Just
Well,
need to.
if they tell you not to eat certain foods the day before, you make sure you eat those foods the day before.
Ha.
Like you must not eat red meat or chocolate the previous evening. Well, you guess you're having steak with bacon and chocolate cake.
I was thinking you're gonna say steak with chocolate syrup, and God,
No, I'm not that
image.
that perverse.
I mean, wait. If they're not gonna do a blood test, can't you just take low blood pressure medication to just increase your blood pressure?
I think they would take it.
Damn
It's
it.
like a full-on medical checkup.
If it's full-on medical checkup, they will take blood. So a lot of sugary foods, a lot of carbs in general.
Yeah, no. If I take a
Fat
lot of
meat?
sugary food, foods, they will see diabetes,
Oh,
right?
no.
Okay. They can actually like write up stuff. It's not just a checkup. They can actually like give you a diagnosis as well.
Yeah, and if you have diabetes, you can buy the insulin and sell it on the black market in America.
True.
Okay, now you're making it. That's a good point. Huh. All right.
Or you just start crying. I don't want to get drafted, and roll high on charisma, and you're fine.
If your country is extremely homophobic, tell the examiner. He has beautiful eyes.
Oh yeah, tell them that you like the thought of killing people, that you're like a sadist or something. And just link this,
no.
link the D&D session.
No,
Carlos
says
doing
he likes-
everything to get more views.
if he says he hates, he wants to kill people and stuff like that, they will send him on the front lines. If he says he wants to sleep with his combat brothers,
Ooh, yeah, that could work.
they're going to send him home.
Yeah, just act very, very gay all the time.
I mean, maybe you just need to like keep like recording yourself, talking to us, and they'll think you're speaking to yourself.
Both of these plans
and send you to the hospital.
Both of these plans can backfire because, on the one hand, if I act like a sociopath saying how much I like killing people, they can actually write up a psychosis for me, right? They literally can't do that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't just get like hospitalized because of that, right?
No.
As long as you don't hurt anyone.
You might have a difficult time getting another job, though.
Yeah, that's a problem. Because I literally one of my classmates back from school is now like a sergeant for all the draftees. He went directly to the military after school, and he said in one of his battalions, one guy started acting very dumb in the first few weeks because he just didn't want to participate. So he acted like he didn't understand basic language, anything. So they gave him like the actual diagnosis for an idiot and kicked him out. And that's gone. Like he's literally like treated as a mentally handicapped person everywhere. He cannot even apply for a license anymore. His license got invalidated.
God damn. At least he can.
Yeah, but he can commit crimes without having responsibility. He can
always look at the bright side, eh?
Idiots can't commit crimes.
Technically, if you have mental retardation and you kill a person, at least in Bulgaria, they put you in mental hospital for 6 months up to a year, and they release you.
Yeah, but
It's
the
not
time
quite
there
that
is
straightforward,
worse than
but-
prison, right? Usually.
That's what they tell you, so you don't go to the free resort. Yeah, and on the other side, and on the other side, if I acted gay, I don't know, maybe they have like a gay battalion. Then I'm stuck in it.
Lucas just gets put in the battalion with all the gay guys.
What will be the duties of the gay battalion? The gay battalion will wash the clothes of other battalions.
There's gonna be a lot of polishing of sticks, let me tell you that.
Yeah, and you can say you're saving yourself for your foreign boyfriend, the fanboy in Slovenia.
Oh god.
You see, the problem is, even gays in Lithuania are actually like Slavic. They're morals. You know, they come up to you in Adidas and they're gonna beat you up if you're acting gay, but you're not.
I don't know, man. It's your choice. Either you are going to be shot at, or you're going to be fucked.
I mean, in
Look,
both cases, he will get shot at.
I guess, like, maybe not in Ukraine, but I think any NATO country, if they get invaded, there's like a very big chance that like the war is gonna end in like 5 minutes, and there's not gonna be many survive.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they thought about Ukraine, so...
Well, not really, because Ukraine doesn't have any nukes of its own.
Oh.
It's not, it was not
they
NATO.
dismantle the nukes. Because Russia promised not to fuck with them.
Yeah, that turned out well, didn't it?
At base of the Washington link, one person was missing.
Ah, yeah. Sorry. I mean, it
Wow,
wasn't me,
the
but...
guy who's acting that he's so early all the time, but look at him.
I'm cooking, okay?
Let bro cook.
Literally, or
Yeah, I'm literally cooking.
Met or
I mean, there is some styrofoam involved.
Oh my god, there was like
making
recently I
instant
saw.
noodles is not cooking.
Why the fuck?
Recently, I saw like a really famous, like not really famous, but like a really good joke. It was like, okay, so this is complicated, but in one of our like towns,
Huh?
there is well, okay, in Czechia, when you say, what you call it, gingerbread, and it's like what you call it, it sounds like pervitin. So we just say that instead of pervitin, like as like a cover word. And there is like one town that's like very famous for making gingerbread. Well, it was very famous for making gingerbread 100 years ago. Now it's mostly famous for making meth. So they were like, okay, today we're gonna make the famous what was it? This place gingerbread, and the guy just started listing. Okay, so we're gonna need nitric acid, limestone.
all right. With that wonderful note, if everyone's good, we can probably start. In 3, 2, 1.
Casablanca.
Wait, why does he get to be president?
Well, I think I would have made a damn fine president. Kissed 2 hands, 62 babies.
You would have brought a real dignity to the office. You don't have what it takes. I'll be president. And I nominate Little Rock as my VP. So that means I get to be president if you get killed by zombies. That wasn't what I was thinking.
With the forest engulfing, almost creating an arc over the river with various vines shooting around, stretching themselves onto the speedboat and closing up the pathway in front of you. Bob, what happened last time and how did we get here? You're muted, by the way.
Perfect. So I was saying last time, technically nothing happened because you skipped the session. But the previous time,
Last session.
we saw CTA, so the strange ship in the clouds, and we decided we are not fighting that. We are going to heal ourselves. No, there were not enough food in the beginning, but then I managed to get. I think I'm back to full. Yeah, I'm back to full. We received a follow message from Son of Ash, the vampiric son of Savi. He claimed to be vampire lord, and he said he's in control of the vampires that clearly 6ix9ine controls. We were talking for a bit, going back and forth. I wanted to make like a good impression, so we don't go to kill a holy vampire. At least we know that it's holy vampire. We were sailing. We made sure that we are allies and we're not going to fight against each other. My plan being, when we leave this place, he can be the hidden king and rule everything. But if he decides to attack us, as he invites us in his castle, if he pulls something funny, I'm going to blast him with the full force of the DMV several times. No, I cannot blast him with the DMV because we're blood related, so I'm going to slaughter him the conventional way. We continue to sail into the where the flying ship was. We decided, CTA dissed Joe with Joe Mama's jokes, and Joe was not amused. And we started running from the ship.
After thinking 30 minutes how to run.
Carlos, your mic is a bit weird.
Oh, yeah, I just intervened. After we fought 30 minutes how to run, we just starts running.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you left most of the Bobolandian crew, so 5 people in the port city, but I believe you took the Amazonian woman.
Yes, because she's
with you.
unconscious.
Yeah, so scrunched up in the bag, a bit uncomfortable, but nothing dangerous. Seatbelts are on everybody. As the forest, as you entered into the forest, vines started grappling onto the boat and closing the space.
Yeah, although I think you said that I was able to avoid getting grappled, but they were appearing ahead of us as well, so we were boxed in.
So you were able to avoid not being held in place.
Yeah.
They're just trying to latch on, but you're just maneuvering too fast for them to actually hold it back. They're snapping off as you guys are moving forward. So, Carlos, plug your mic, I think, because it is doing like or move your microwave away from the mic because it's like static radiation.
Yeah, I'll
noises.
just mute it when I'm not talking and try to remember to unmute.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. All right. So, in this moment, you're going down the riverbank that's about 30 meters wide, so it's quite big. But the trees are almost leaning in, even in front of you, kind of enclosing everything, with vines shooting out and starting to close up the space in front of you, seeing that, almost sensing that they can't latch on due to your speed. The vines now in front of you are tangling up with each other, creating almost a web, seemingly to start slowing you down. What are you guys doing at this moment?
Okay, I know what I want to do. No one but me has a soul. Except for Connie, right?
As far as you know, yes.
Okay. I yell to Mark. Oh shit, no, the Amazon lady. Fuck. Okay. Okay, no, I know what I want to do. Does it look like there are more vines beyond the web thing, or is that like the end of them?
Give me a quick insight.
Okay.
You can tell there is more, but this is more to grasp how far this actually stretches.
Sure. 13.
You can tell they go beyond, and there is almost a strange optical illusion, like it's closing the river, like they're pulling the sides of the river bank closer, closing up the river entirely. You can't see that far, but it almost creates that an illusion of that. So it's quite a stretch of not miles maybe, but quite a stretch of a distance.
We really should have left the Amazon layer behind, because I would have the perfect solution to this if it wasn't for her. I guess I just would shout back to Marky. Do you think you can laser those things away?
I can try. How many of them are there?
They're visually blocking about 40% of your path forward, and it's increasing.
And this is like at every like stage, or is this like in one specific spot?
This is like it's getting it's like exponentially more and more. It's not in stages. It's just a path of these vines starting to entangle themselves at the exact same time. With the fact that the further it is, the more they will entangle until you get to them.
Alright, can I see like any point where it stops, or well, I guess they are blocking itself, isn't it?
You can give me an additional insight if you wish, but...
How healthy do they look like? How much HP do these vines have?
That's not the one.
The vines themselves aren't as healthy. Like, it's not too hard to cut through them. It's just a lot. It's like the mass of them is the problem.
How many hex per round are we moving? I mean, I could try to burn through, but I don't know if we are too fast for that.
You mean your terrain converter?
Yeah.
Yeah, your terrain you're moving a bit faster than your terrain converter. Like, I'd say you're probably moving at like 20 hexes per turn. With conversion. Wait, what's your Elodie? What is your speed on water in Fox given?
Let me see. With the boat, with the speed boat, it is 9 Fox given.
So I'd say like 27 hexes per turn is moved. So the terrain converter is a bit too slow, especially since the terrain is water. So there is moisture in them. They wouldn't catch immediately fire.
And what would happen if I would make a wall of foam in front of us, ignite that wall, and just like use it as a fire shield?
It would help to barge through, because it would burn any vines you hit, as well as protect you from front attacks, but it would block your vision.
I mean, I have my sonar, so if any big creatures try to approach us from hiding behind them, I would know in advance.
That is entirely true.
Technically, I would even notice the vines or what. I would basically know every attack, right? It's just a computing processing thing because the vines are distracting, I assume.
Well, you wouldn't see if they like create a wall. You wouldn't see behind that wall, but for anything that's the immediate thing, yeah, you would definitely notice it.
So is this worth a try? Or does anybody have a better idea? Can
Meanwhile,
anybody fly or something?
I mean, I had an idea.
One second. CTA, you still can't communicate. Right?
Yeah, I mean by that, I would look around how confused people look, so I would roll insight on people's faces to see if they are panicking or planning something.
Very well, give me an insight.
I mean, actually, as I'm looking around, this would be like during me looking around, or would this be afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, Marky, the thing you see quite clearly is that this forest, remember the chain mort, the mort made out of chains? This forest is very similar. It's like a mort that's made out of vines. It's like you're guaranteed it's a special type of mort that's attacking you. And the riverbed is probably just, a pathway between the chains.
All right. Well, if it's a mort, then it's gonna have a finite size. So, since I have the new ability upgrade, the hand upgrade, where I can like link to it and use it as like a stand to stand on. I wrote that in the description. I would like to do that to like extend above the canopy, if that would allow me to do that.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, CTA. You can see that at least Elodie is not panicked. Marky is also doing something. Unsure if Bob has a plan or is trusting his teammates at the moment.
Although actually,
no
his insight was the same as my charisma, so beats it beats. So I guess.
No, but
probably.
Is Elodie actually panicking, or?
Yeah, what are you trying to hide? Technically, if you're panicking. I mean what I'm doing wouldn't
I'm sort of
anybody
swerving
anyway.
wildly between vines at this point, trying to avoid getting caught. So yeah.
I don't know where the target is, but do I sense if it can see me? The person attacking us, the vine monster, the vine mort.
Well, you don't know it's a mort yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can try sensing for emotions, so give me a wisdom.
Although, speaking of things to do with wisdom, do I see that there is or isn't magic in these vines?
You can definitely see magic. And, okay, give me a wisdom as well, Elodie.
Okay.
And Marky, as you go above the canopy, since you had a -2 insight.
Sorry, I spammed the wisdom because my character sheet froze. The first one is the correct one.
Okay.
It just said charisma saving throw because the D&D sheet is so great.
Wait, you have +6
it froze. Yeah, this is my the charisma. What's the charisma?
Yeah, because I was thinking +6 to wisdom, it does not sound like Bob. +2, I can agree on. Sorry. Okay. Multiple things. Marky, since you had the -2 insight, I need athletics or defense from you. Meanwhile, God, what the fuck? Okay, so taking one step at a time. Bob, you can sense emotions of a single creature, and it does feel weirdly a part of the minds, and it isn't like it's everywhere, but the presence of this creature is moving together with the speedboat through the vines. Like it's traveling that fast. Not exactly physically present, it seems, but emotionally it's here. Elodie, you can tell that there's multiple layers of magic, and this is some old magic. There's layers of protective curses, protective spells, and also some kind of a magical control being part of the vines. So there's multiple triggers happening, and it's hard, even with a 13, it's hard for you to distinguish exactly what's going on. Marky, as you shoot out above, give me another insight. You notice almost a vine hand reach out and try to grab you, but since you're moving together kind of with the speedboat speed, you manage to dodge it out quite easily. And as it retreats, for a second there, you believe you saw a female figure having emerged from the vines, and as the hand retreated back, it merged back into the tree line, moving away.
Oh no, there's a tree lady. This is getting out of hand.
Did she look sexy though?
Was she sexy? Give me a sexy roll for the vine lady.
Did
What
we
is
see
Marky's
ankle?
What is Marky's preference? She was like entirely made out of wine, not only humanoid.
Was she thick white woman?
Once
She was
again, made out of wine.
so no.
Okay, I need to figure out.
No,
it's
it's definitely she would definitely be white. Like black people don't get into wines, right? It's plants are definitely a white people thing.
Ah.
She was a horse lady.
Like food and water.
Do we actually know what the transponies look like? We have talked about that, have we? They're humanoid, right?
Yeah, they're tiny. They're little dwarf people.
She's like the tiniest transpony.
No, she was like more fully sized, but like having emerged and then submerged back from wines and into the tree line.
Right, but like, yeah, let's just say that his preference are very, very tiny, very tiny transponies.
No, doesn't seem to have been too appealing to Marky.
Too big.
I also love that it's his preference, because it makes sense then why he's not interested in Dahlia, who's like a 6 foot bird lady.
And yet at the same time, the Transfinies also make robots from themselves that are human-sized. So it's just like every Transfini thinks that their robot form looks really ugly, but they just keep making them human-sized.
I mean, it's kind of hard to run around as a dwarf, isn't it?
Although then again, maybe the reason they make them human-sized is so that human-sized races look more attractive. Because like if they were normal Transfini-sized, they'd be looking up at everyone, and everyone would look like an ugly giant. But this way, everyone looks like they're normal-sized.
No, but they make them a little bit bigger than normal humans, right? Just to flex on them a little bit, but not be obnoxious.
I mean, some of them maybe do, but I think it's
mine
the morphs.
were always over 2 meters.
Yeah, because it's a part of the compensation, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think Elodie's just normal-sized for whatever age I said she was. She's a teenager, and
I mean, you still want to use plain seeds.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was completely delaying.
Yeah, no, everything is fine. Elodie, give me a quick athletics while this is going on, as you still need to control the boat as well.
Yeah.
At this point, I would start making. I need 2 turns to make the barrier and ignite it.
Yeah, that's not a worry. As you're tearing through the spider webs, CT builds out the foam hexes in front of himself. Is your foam? Wait, you're using the terrain converter to set the hexes of fire. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. First, you have to tell me how many hex I need.
Like 4 hexes would be entirely enough to cover up the whole front. That's like 4 and 4 meters.
Okay. And they have 18 HP each. So they will burn through eventually, but my fire is not that hot.
Yep. And oh yeah, can you just roll for your fire immediately?
Yeah, I can make up to 3. Up to 3 with 3 fire damage each.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, you would be able to fill in the last one quite easily as well, so not a huge deal. But yeah, you build up this wall and set it on fire. As Elodie, you dodge, but you are hitting into some vines that are slowing you down until you start piercing through the webbed up part. But with careless fires, they do smother, and you're full on speedboat, full throttle, just to push us through. Marky, are you still up high?
I guess I would be, unless I go down, until I see how far away does it stretch.
Okay, with your based on your 15 before, you notice some vines acting in front, like 100 meters in front, quite weirdly. It almost seems like they're sucking up the water.
Oh, guys, I think they're draining the fucking river.
That's Bob's thing. Control the water. Blood bending now. Vine juice bending.
Can I slow down the draining?
Yeah, I mean, you would be able to, because as I said, 100 meters, so you're approaching quite fast. So you can give me wisdom or strength, to try to slow down how fast the vines drink the water, as well as like pushing your speedboat with some water as well, probably.
Wisdom is the best modifier on there. Fuck, missed it, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Marky, since you're still up high, give me another defense check. And Elodie, give me another athletics with controlling the boat.
What?
Okay. Let me see. Athletics. Nice.
So Elodie, with the wall of fire in front of you, it's quite hard to see, but you're still able to pierce through, especially with the fire helping out. But you notice the shorelines growing taller and taller as Bob tries to hold the water. There's suddenly a bump in the boat.
How suddenly?
Some
I would
vines.
notice something approaching. We talked about
it's not approaching, it's the boat going lower into the vines that we are below.
Oh, okay.
Like not even the vines, a rock on the bottom, so it like hit a rock as the water lowered.
Okay.
And
So,
1 second.
yeah.
Above you, Marky is grabbed by the vines formed into a hand at that moment as your boat goes a bit sideways. You still manage to fully control it. It's flying like sideways, but it's still horizontal perfectly. However, a big part of the riverbank seems to... Is riverbank the correct word?
Yeah.
A big part of the riverbank is dried up as the boat...
Oh, no. Riverbed. Riverbank is the side part.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So a big part of the riverbed is dried out, like freshly dranked. It's drank.
Drained?
Drunk. Freshly drunk.
Drained.
No, drunk, because
Well,
the vines
it was
actually
drunk,
drained it.
Yeah, no, well, That's okay.
Divine
You
strength.
don't really
Yeah.
describe what vines do as drinking normally, but okay.
No, you can literally see them having, well, I guess drains of water, but they're like stored within multiple fat vines now, as your boat hits the bottom and slides across fresh-made mud. As in front of you, about 120 meters down, you can see a barricade of vines holding up the other side of the river. And behind you, same vision farther away, almost like a dam made by weavers, but mostly made out of vines, just holding up the rivers. As Marky is now floating above you, completely wrapped up in vines, and you're stationed on the riverbed.
Okay. So what I would like to say is just before we get stationary, as we're still like sliding a bit because it's
Yep.
like mud or something, I withdraw I stow the boat and just land on my feet and casually slide for like a couple of meters or so before coming to a stop.
I face plant.
You don't.
I
no,
got
you're-
17 on the athletics.
No, no,
come
no,
on.
no. 1 second. Yeah, no. This is perfectly fine. So, okay. So the visual is this. The boat like hits something mid-air. You're seeing you're falling into mud. You immediately store it, falling on your feet, graciously sliding as the Amazonian woman behind you rolls through the mud. And Connie's hand just slides deep down. CTA and Bob are stored with the boat.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
what about that?
Marquis.
Oops. Okay, wait. Can I?
Is the
no,
fire
never
still
mind.
burning when stored? Just
It would be stationary. No, it's stationary in time, so the time doesn't pass, it doesn't burn.
Yeah.
Like, because you don't know that you're stored. For you, it's just a split second of like disappearing and reappearing. It's
when
almost like you
when I
teleport.
realise that that's happened, unless I'm immediately swarmed by vines, I will briefly make it reappear, but I'll make it reappear upside down so that they fall
that's
off it
right.
and then store it again.
Wait, so do I get stored or do I not get stored since I was
No,
touching
you're
the
held up in
No.
the air.
Yeah. So first thing you and Marky would notice is the vines aren't aggressive. Like, they're not doing Marky damage to you, Mark. They're just holding you.
Mm.
So as you released the boat upside down, was Bob or CTA wearing seatbelts?
of
Oh
course.
god damn it!
Safety first.
Not at all.
So
I'm
Bob,
sure
you managed to drop out while CTA goes head down into the mud.
No. Oh well, yeah. I guess that. Yeah,
Wait, I
sure.
was wearing seatbelt. Why did I fall out?
Yeah. Okay.
No,
so
you
yeah.
didn't fall out. The boat was upside down. It
Yeah.
was somewhat upside down, so when
Oh.
it fell, you
Oh,
went
yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Bob would have managed to jump out. You didn't have the time. In your vision, the boat just teleported with you, and then you fell into the mud.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess at that point I realized that CT is still seatbelted in. So I cannot unsummon the boat until he gets out. Otherwise, he'll just be stuck again. So
The seatbelt is malfunctioning. Why the fuck did you make it so strong?
I sigh, and I will roll strength to see if I can help lift the boat a little bit so that he can get out.
Yeah,
That's
go
an
ahead.
18.
Yeah, I mean, you're still a transfiner, right? So some of the pistons just go as into your hand as you do a one-armed lift sideways, allowing for CTA, especially a mud-upped CTA. What I'm speaking, he's an ERT, he can change shape. Just slide
yeah.
out of the seatbelt.
Oh, yeah, true. I can squeeze through.
Yeah, you can literally do the Terminator 2 walk through bars, just, slide out of the seatbelt, pass through the seatbelt, basically.
Yeah, but before that, I do the meme of the guy in water sitting on the ground and pretending to be drowning. Like, oh, help! Of course, it's not help. It's just retard noises because I still can't communicate. But it fits the theme.
Yeah.
And
Marky.
I stole the boat again.
Well, that's perfect. While that is going down there, in front of you, the vines seem to go back into the shape of a woman. She's like almost being held up by the vines, and she's a bit of an older, strange-looking woman with various. She's not like entirely like senile, but like 50s, 60s. White face takes shape. A bit of a crazed up smile and very longish, flowing tail hair. As she looks at you, my, what an interesting visitor has come to my side.
Mark,
Your
you're
mouth
muted.
isn't muffled, just in case you need to know.
You're muted though. Mark.
Oh, sorry. It's I didn't notice it was talking to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, she like formed in front of you, floating, while the guys down there are lifting up the boat. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, right. I think I had a picture. Yeah.
Good, because Carlos's one is not exactly inspiring.
Well, not sure. So since Marky's preference art is tiny, this isn't his preference, I guess.
Why is it not your preference? She looks fine.
It's not tiny.
Oh god.
As she starts gently stroking your face, why are you so cold?
What do you mean gently? Look at her arm.
Yeah.
I mean, it scratches against the metal, but it's not like forced.
he is made of metal, so it's not like it hurts.
Yeah, what's it called when there are like small bits flying, small hot bits flying when you scratch metal?
Sparks.
Sparks, yeah. She just gently creates sparks on his face.
Yeah, it's well scratching, yeah.
Well, I am made of metal, as every transfune body is.
She like tilts her head, but her eyes say confusion, but her smile doesn't waver. Interesting words from a man lost in his life.
I'm afraid I don't understand. Could you just let us go on our way?
No. What kind of a host would I be before inviting these precious guests over to my little lair? And you can sense her do a little like side eye towards the ones below as she starts floating away, being carried by the vines, and you're carried with her.
I'm afraid we already have an appointment. As I'm dragged along.
Can
Only
we notice this happening?
Yeah, no, because Marky was floating and caught in air and caught up with vines.
Yeah.
So you can see him being dragged away by this strange female-looking presence, towards like the side that's mostly being covered by still moving, very watery vines.
I would like to tackle her.
You're gonna try to jump at her?
Yes.
Very well. Give me an athletics with disadvantage.
Oh no.
This is
I do
gonna melt
have
into the damn
my my thing that lets me jump really high and stuff.
Question: is it like rocket-based flying, or is it jumping literally?
It's jumping, but it also like lets me
Rocket
bounce
boosted.
off things.
Yeah,
No, it's not
no, that's
rocket
fine.
boosting. It's just strength.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
like, if a vine comes for me, I can kick off it because it doesn't
That's
have a
good.
limit
No,
on how
yeah.
many times I can bounce.
That's perfect. That's not the initial problem though.
Okay.
So give me an athletics with disadvantage.
Yeah. Athletics. 14. 15. Okay, so 14 then.
15 DC. As you try to jump, the mud below your legs, just from the impact, just immediately squashes to the sides, and all of the impact is used for just moving it, as your legs get stuck now within the mud itself.
Okay. Well, I tried. Sorry, Marky. You're gonna be the love slave of an old lady.
How far away is Marky in meters from me?
I would. Marky, how high could you go actually?
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to look at the length. I completely forgot that.
Because I think you could definitely go above the tree lines, but like how much exactly? Just what distance?
God, why is my character sheet such a mess? Oh god, no. It's passive. Here. God damn it. Okay, alright.
Let's say 80 meters.
I think it should be about 30 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. If it's 30, she would have lifted him up at least to 50, because he also went down in the riverbed. But so it's let's say about 50-meter difference.
Okay. How much movement would it take me to scoop up Bob and Elodie, and then dash towards him? Would I lose like 10 meters, or how far apart are we?
You're pretty close. The question is, are you trying to take up the Amazonian woman?
I mean, I can't reach her if she's that far away. I can just move 24 meters. But I would scoop Elodie out of the mud, and he can...
So scooping Elodie and your propeller base, so you won't have an issue against... an issue of like, you won't have a risk of getting stuck in the mud yourself, but you need to get Elodie unstuck, which would be a strength check. You can use it part of your movement, that's fine. So I would say like both of Elodie and Bob would be quite close, 6 meters to get them both.
He doesn't count as movable object. Is he stuck so good?
Elodie is quite stuck, yes.
Because I kinda assumed I can just automatically move something that's not like actually
The problem is that I am actually stuck. Like, if I wasn't stuck, then I would have got myself out with the jump, because it doesn't require a roll normally.
I believe.
So yeah.
Okay, I believe I still have my drone on me, right? My spider. Can my spider cut him free?
It's in mud. It's not like it's not a sorry.
Yeah, but like
or
cutting around him would like make the mud less thick and more easier to pull him out, right? You know what I mean? Because my drone can attack like every enemy inside, so I kind of assumed he would be like
that's fair. It
like
would be
a mixer.
Of yeah, so it's just to create air pockets in the mud. Yeah, that's fair. That would give you advantage on strength, DC 12.
Okay. Boom. Don't need no advantage.
Yeah. So one hand you grab Elodie, the other hand you grab Bob, leaving the Amazonian woman laying there in the mud. You're flying up towards Marky.
Oh, the Amazonian woman. You meant that woman instead. I kind
The
of in
giant
my
one,
head
yeah.
the new one
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
Amazonian. Yeah,
It does kind
she
of-
can sleep in the mud. I don't care. We will
Yeah.
come back.
So
Oh,
you're
oh.
going after Marky.
Yeah, as close as possible and then hover in the air. Because I can't move further. Just
Okay,
giving
that's fine.
Elodie the opportunity to continue the chase.
Yep. You would definitely, as you get closer, but like hover at a small distance, you would see the wine lady, like give a glance at you, but just continue smiling as she and Marky are slowly hovering away.
Actually, wait. Did she ever actually like roll to like try to like take my hand off the? Oh wait, no, the ship disappeared. So the hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, also Connie would have died by this point because 50-meter distance was gained.
And by the
So
way,
Connie,
I
the
need to
hand-
know how much kilograms I'm holding at the moment.
Well, no, but she would still be on the. She would still be like attached to me with the rope, I guess, if it wasn't cut.
Oh, did you have a rope between Harry?
Well, it's not. It's like a. It's not like a. It's like a link of like It's basically the hand that it connects to me with like a link of.
But didn't we say it goes up to 50 meters?
Yeah, but wasn't there like a force field thing, like that she like physically couldn't move more than 50 meters away, or was that just she couldn't willingly move more than 50?
She just gets deactivated. She does.
That's what I'm saying. The hand is still stuck in the mud below.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I
I
assumed
guess
I
never
assumed.
actually said what happened. I never assumed the hand. I probably should have thought about this more. Like, yeah.
Because that's why I assumed it couldn't go beyond 50 meters because it would just deactivate. So anytime it like went 50 meters and 1 millimeter, it would deactivate, fall back in, and then reactivate. So it's like.
Well, no,
almost
I
a
just
force
meant that
field.
like in this specific case, I was linked to it because of the new ability. There was like a physical link between us. That's what I was.
Yeah,
standing
you were
on.
like standing on
And-
it, weren't you?
Yeah, and then the ship disappeared, and she yanked me off. But the hand is still like linked by like the solid.
Oh, then it would follow you in the distance. Yeah.
So Connie's like stuck to your foot or something?
I guess, huh?
Well,
Alright, wait,
okay,
so-
we're rolling with it that she's stuck to your foot with the link.
Wait, but like right now though. So wait, so how far below me is which code? Is CTA?
I believe like 20 meters, right, CT? You said you can go up 30, right?
I can go up max distance of 24. So
Yeah.
scooping people up, I'm like 20
Six-
meters
oh,
in
six,
the
so
air,
you're-
or
yeah.
18.
Yeah, so about 30 meters below you, Marky, CTA. So CTA I would say is like just barely above the tree line, while Mark, you're quite higher up.
Okay. Is it possible at the highest point of CTA's jump for me to kick off of CTA to jump higher and also grab onto CTA to bring him along with me?
No.
No consideration of momentum.
What's
No!
wait, there was that guy who pulled himself out of a sandpit, the whole story.
Yeah,
the-
he put himself out of a swamp by his bootstraps. It was
Wait, but actually,
the guy who
physically,
fought against the windmills.
if you
No, it's the-
look at how my mechanics work, I'm hovering. Hovering means I weigh nothing. So technically, he could Elodie could pull me behind her.
The
I'm
problem
weightless,
is that
right?
when she jumps, she's technically pushing you back to jump off you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
but I'm
guess-
also
I guess-
hovering at that. Hmm.
Yeah. So if he's able to keep himself stable, right? Because he's propelling himself forward, and if I jump just before he's finished his movement,
No,
then
no.
he's-
You can't jump and grab somebody that you're
Oh,
jumping
okay.
off to. That's
Yeah,
an
we need a
infinite
rope.
jump
With
glitch.
a rope,
Yeah.
this works.
I mean, in D&D mechanics, this would work. In real world mechanics, not much. So we have to
No.
compromise.
I mean, even in D&D mechanics, with a rope, it would work, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
In other words, you need an ability that actually says you can do this if you want to
Yeah.
do this.
Right. Well, yeah. So basically, do I see any like edge to the forest, or is this just like very, very like much like further away than I can see?
No, it is not. Give me an insight. But it isn't an infinite forest. It seems to be a few kilometers along, growing alongside the riverbed. And then starts not the forest, but the iceland. You can definitely tell that alongside both of these forests, there's infinite ice.
So did you ever get told what is the place where the vampire lives?
Yeah, we're literally headed right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like exactly like where along the path?
Yes. It was
yeah,
at the bend.
at this bend.
Yeah.
Is it winter or something?
It's not. It's quite warm, actually.
Oh.
Out of character perspective, what Mark is seeing is just the morning mist covering the outskirts of the forest and thinking it's snowlands.
All right. Okay. I guess he would try to do something about it. He's not just gonna let himself be fucking dragged off to nowhere. If CTA is below me, then Marky would try to just cut himself free so he can fall right next to him and grab on with Connie onto CTA.
Marky, can you set yourself on fire?
Burn the fuel tank.
Or you need the clansman for that?
As she
Also-
notices you starting to look around and show a bit of a struggle, she's not gonna do any action that, but she is just gonna say, "I always make sure my guests are taken care of and their wishes granted." She is allowing, and she's not forcing her minds onto you. She is allowing you to struggle if you wish.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't really need to struggle. I'm a transfune. Well, I'm a rogue transfune. I can just turn into a sludge and drip out of her hand like water.
Yeah.
Technique.
Yes, you could. If she tried, no, yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not gonna do that just yet. I'm just gonna ask her, what do you want? Why is all this hospitality?
Every so often, this old lady goes for a walk. Every so often, she found somebody to stop for a talk. If they talk and act well enough, their wishes might be granted, although it will be tough.
All right, so you just like being polite to you, like one of those magical grandfathers where you just act nice to them and they give you a boon.
I have not met any grandfathers I would enjoy my company with. But if you feel like it, then maybe we should not split.
Well, I mean, I do kind of like being on the ground. If you want to be a good host, that would be quite nice of you.
She is starting to lower you into the tree line then.
So, what is your name? As she lowers me down.
I haven't had that question in a while. I guess my name has been Snagglehex Grumpus title.
Of course.
All right. Well, who are you? Why are you in this forest?
I'm assuming that CTA and the others are following behind as Marky gets lowered.
Well, I thought we were kind of in mid-air, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean, following midair. But I don't. That's why I'm asking if you're doing anything, seeing that they're having a conversation while being lowered.
Yeah, holding you guys is costing me HP because you are quite fat. So if I see that Marky is fine, I would drop you.
Yeah, I was planning as soon as we got to the top of the jump, to the height of CTA's propeller, I was going to jump off.
Yeah.
Because I assumed you're not going to do that because you only started questioning on whether you can grab CTA. So
yeah, but I can't. So I'm only going to grab Bob, and then we're going to tackle the lady.
You can attempt to do that.
Nice. This is before I heard that they were having a conversation, so I didn't know that. But so yeah, I grab onto Bob. Do I roll strength to hold him?
No. One person carry is fine.
Okay.
I'm not fighting it.
Nice. Yeah, because I don't normally roll athletics for my jumping. It's just a part of my movement.
Yeah, no, so this is perfectly fine. You are able to jump into her, but I don't. Does your ability count as an attack, or that has to be separate?
Yeah, not normally. In this case, I'm just moving into her at high speed.
So as you're jumping towards her, you would notice that they start lowering, having a friendly conversation, but you're already heading towards her. Her winds are gonna react to that and try to grab you, so I need an athletics from both you and Bob.
Cool. Athletics, let's go. Nice.
Yeah, so both of you manage to dodge and do a barrel roll mid-air.
Well, actually, if I can see that they're having a conversation now, I would like to use the vines as a stepping stone because I can redirect my movement in midair by kicking off stuff. So I want to jump over to the river bank where it isn't muddy.
Just to clarify, they have moved into the tree forest. Do you want to?
I'll jump over. I'll jump over to. No, I'll jump to the ground in the trees. So long as I'm not falling into mud again. That's
No. It's like a normal tree ground. Very similar in the rooster picture.
Okay, cool.
Just the tree ground.
I notice you deliberately said rooster there.
Absolutely. I mean, not again.
There's no other synonym that could be used to describe that word.
There are, but it sounded funny. Not to avoid it.
Big black rooster.
Yeah, exactly. So you and Bob are able to land, assuming CT does so. I'm assuming you also land, right? With them, or at least behind them, so your propeller doesn't cost HP.
I believe I can hover myself without any cost, but
if you can, that's fine. But
I would just drop it as fast as possible so I don't lose HP.
Yep. So you drop just behind him and you notice Mark getting lowered as the vine lady lowers herself with Mark. You notice the ground almost swirl with the leaves and dirt as the trees physically step out of the dirt, moving aside, and a strange tree-like house, almost like a mushroom, grows out of the dirt, shaking off any messiness it had.
Question. Is this the same old lady with a moving treehouse that I would recognize from 6ix9ine stream?
Okay, there's two parts to the question. The first one is would you recognize the lady on a good knowledge roll? And to
I would
answer your
certainly
first
recognize a house that's made out of tree, because that's pretty memorable.
To be fair, the stream was 2 years ago, and it was like a day, a few hours. of the outside view. It's similar in nature, and I'm allowing you for a knowledge roll.
Okay. I mean, I'd remember out of character that the original party kidnapped a guy and gave him to this old lady, and then she kept the guy locked up in her house, presumably forever. So, given the situation with Marky, I think that would maybe, spring to mind. But that is a 14 on the roll.
Yeah, so you definitely would remember a critical difference. That house where you locked in the guy, it was on a chicken's leg. This is on a tree stump.
Oh, well, okay, totally different lady
totally
with a
different.
magical house. Okay, that's fine, I'm reassured.
Hey, the other one was nice too, so...
Well, she was less nice to we had to kidnap a guy in order to convince her to let us leave her house, because she was going to keep us locked up there if we didn't.
I would do the same if I was her, so I don't understand where she's wrong.
Okay, so technically, how much termite will we need to set the roofs of the house on fire?
Well, we don't have any right now, so it's
There
kind of an
wouldn't
irrelevant
be
point.
much.
We have termite. I didn't use all of it.
Did you not?
I specified.
It seems not to be like dry wood. It seems to be very orcish almost in nature, where it's living wood that's supporting the house. So it's
I have
not.
5 kilos.
It would probably be enough to start a fire, but it wouldn't be an immediate spread like it would be with dry woods.
So how far have I actually been taken away? How far from the river?
It's about in total distance, you still landed quite in front of it. But in total distance, the house is about 100 meters from the river. So it's not far, but also the way it's positioned with everything around it, it doesn't seem like it's been here long.
Ah, okay. So it is a moving house, just not on a chicken leg.
As she kind of glances, Divine's let you go, Marky. As she kind of glances to everybody. Welcome to my humble abode. Make sure you feel yourselves at home. As she turns around and starts walking towards the house.
Well, it's a tree house, not a chicken leg house, so therefore this feels totally innocuous and safe. I'm sure she means us no harm.
Can you slam your train in the house? Like, she kidnapped a black guy. She knows some ghetto shit is about to begin.
From outside, yes, I can certainly do that if we want to do that now. If once we go inside, though, I will not be able to summon it. As it will not
She
fit.
invited me, though, so I can't come in.
She has invited you, yes, absolutely.
Cool.
The drone would speak.
So,
guys, let's look for loot first.
She, as you say that. Oh wait, you can't speak.
Yeah, my drone can speak. My
Oh,
phone said
yeah. As it says, she immediately turns back. No loot until you have deserved it. Only for worthy ones do I have reserved.
Grandma, you just said we should feel at home. At home, I take whatever is mine.
You can take at home whatever is yours, but whatever is mine, you shall leave alone.
So we should not feel at home. We should feel like guests.
You can feel at home, but even at there, not everything is yours, and so that belongs to here.
How about you stop speaking in rhymes and give me the loot? Your grandma look fine.
I'm sorry for taking your time while I'm thinking of a rhyme. And if that really... She kind of gets stuck for a second. Damn it, I did not think that far. She is still holding up that wide smile, but she somehow manages to sigh through it.
Well, I mean, I'm afraid we don't have too much time for pleasantries. So, if there is something that you would really like to talk about, it would be a lot easier for us if you could bring it up.
First, please sit down, as she kind of looks towards her house, and out of vines and roots, a table grows with 5 chairs around it. Then she looks back in the drone, and a 6th chair grows. Then she looks at CTA, and the 6th chair disappears, and a doghouse appears.
CTA immediately goes into starts eating metal.
I guess I will just plop down on one of the chairs, but I am currently covered in rocks. So
Real
I'm quite
quick,
heavy.
Elodie, give me a wisdom check.
Oh, okay, cool. I really hope this is not going to be like with Isai, where I went and sat fucking down in a chair and suddenly I'm completely incapacitated.
Oh, lol.
When did you
Yeah,
get
21.
your rocks back? Did they immediately grow when you regained your mana back?
No, it's not the mana, it's temp HP. So I currently have my max HP and I've also got an additional 28 temp HP. Whenever I've got 20 or more temp HP, my size increases to large. So I'm actually pretty hefty right now.
Yep. So, Elodie, before you go in, although CTA just immediately went to the doghouse, you can tell that there is some kind of a magical enchantment circle around the immediate vicinity of the house. Like almost some kind of a barrier. With a 21, that's good. It's temporal in nature.
Interesting.
It has, once again, multiple layers to it. It's both, seems like a blessing, a curse, and some kind of a mix with old magic that you can't quite understand because it's nothing like you've seen modern spells yet. So it might take some time to adjust, but it is there. Whether that affects your decision or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But CTA has already went inside without seemingly any effects on him.
Can I hesitate outside a bit then and study the circle? Not like making it too obvious, but I don't really have visible eyes, so just sort of glancing at it without making it too obvious.
That's fine.
Pretend to tie your shoes.
So yeah, I'm trying to ascertain more details, but in particular I'm thinking that this is probably an effect that doesn't activate until everyone in the immediate vicinity is inside. So that's why I'm thinking CTA hasn't been affected yet.
So as you kind of start glancing around, almost like acting like you're admiring the architecture and the surroundings, meanwhile studying the barrier, the old lady goes in. Is Mark and Bob following her?
Yeah,
towards the table?
Yeah, I will follow her, and I will look at the old lady. Do I see any notable characteristics? I assume I have not seen her before, since I've never been to that planet. But do I see anything pointing to a certain race, ethnicity, that is from around the NES?
Feel free to give me a knowledge check. Because you encountered a lot of creatures, so you have a chance of knowing these types of innate magical, it seems. So you can tell a few things. She's definitely not human. She is what seems to be like pretty close to a hag, but you can't really ascertain any more questions or answers on her.
What is the citizenship status of hags in the NES?
Do I see a broom around the house?
You would notice a broom, probably, yeah.
Do you have a license and registration for this one?
She looks back at you, just smiling. Let's save the questions for the tea, as she sits down and cups grow out of the table.
What
filling
is in
themselves
the
with-
tea? Can you safely drive after drinking this tea?
Absolutely not. As she starts sipping from it, what looks like a yellowish viscous liquid. Elodie, as Bob has entered through the field, you notice it like wiggles around, and then it hits you. It's not that it activates once somebody's inside. It's a cat door. It only works from one way.
Ah, okay, cool. In that case, what I would like to do is, are there ley lines around here?
It's
Like-
very weird with ley lines. There definitely are ley lines going through, but it's almost like they stop at the barrier, and inside the surrounded area, there's just a different set of ley lines disconnected from the
Okay.
ones outside.
Yeah, good. So, what I would like to do then is sort of like reach up to a ley line that's on the outside, on my side, and then pull it over to the circle, if I can, using my magical powers. And
You would be definitely able to tell that the hag is seeing you do it. Like
okay.
she's visibly able to, she's still smiling at you, not saying anything. Slowly drinking your tea, and she drinks in a way where she doesn't close her mouth.
Okay,
She's
I see.
pouring it through her grinning teeth.
Yeah. Well, in that case, if she can clearly see me, what I will do is I will stop trying to pretend I'm not looking at anything in particular, and I would like to drag the ley line over to her little circle, and then reach down to the magic circle, and is it like, when I look at it, is it like magical runes, or does it just look like a band of glowy light?
It mostly looks like a glowy light.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, in that case, what I would like to do is I tie the ley line in like a knot, like a little ribbon or something, around the band, and then grab one of her ley lines from the inside and do the same with that. And I basically want to just connect the two ley lines so that there is now an actual connection between the house and the outside. And also,
as
at the same
she
time,
sees you reach out for the inner ley line, she puts down her cup. That is a very bad idea. You don't want to drag in outside filth into your host's home now, do you?
I look at her and I'll just say, this isn't filth. This is very advanced technology, which just happens to be left lying around. If anything, it's rude to not make use of it.
Do not act dumb. It might cost you a fortune you don't know you have.
I do know I have a fortune, though.
She keeps on smiling.
She
I
stopped
keep on,
rhyming.
I keep on looking at her directly, with my eyeless face, as I slowly reach out and take one of her inert ley lines and drag
Yep.
it back to the other one to tie it in
So-
place.
Yeah. The moment you try to connect them, give me a wisdom save.
Okay. $15.
Elodie, give me a 1d100.
Okay. 50.
There's a sudden flash, which you don't quite, as your whole vision is like disappears in it. And the second thing you know is you're holding the two ley lines now merged into a single one. And you're just in a forest. There is no house, no party, no wines, just a plain forest.
Yeah, and then I just sort of say to myself, yeah, I probably should have got the others out of the house before doing that. Oops.
Elodie, like, what are you doing at that point then?
Standing around, I guess. I mean, I'll look around to see if I can see any indication from the ley lines, or perhaps the absence of ley lines about
There
where.
are ley lines, but it's weird. They're too neat. You have not seen them being this beautiful. It's almost like there's nothing in the surrounding area interacting with them. They're just beautifully flowing.
Uh-huh. And did they... Like, is this the same forest I was in before, or does it look like a
The
completely
trees
different...
seem similar.
Okay.
You aren't that long in it, but the trees seem exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Okay, but the ley lines are different.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
They're
yeah,
just
in
like
that case...
straight.
Okay, so I can gather from looking around then that I'm supposed to think that the house has disappeared, but in reality, I know that in fact I have been transported to somewhere else. Because it's not really... Like, having been looking at ley lines for a few days or something at this point, I would probably be aware that it's not common to find, like, find them in this configuration, you know? It's not a coincidence or something. So I've been sent away to somewhere that is specifically controlled in such a way that these lines are like this. So I think that the first step to getting out of here is probably to convince the old lady that it's not a good idea to leave me here, where I might mess with her carefully controlled environment. So I'm going to start looking around and messing with ley lines and try and return them to the natural, not perfectly straight positions that they normally have.
So
coaxing them back into motion and such.
Yeah. Feel free to give me another wisdom. As from the other's perspective, Elodie just disappeared. As the wine lady just giggles, looks around a little bit, and just continues drinking tea. And every time she places her cup back on the table, it like refills with this viscous yellow liquid. Come on, sit down. Let's have a drink. I am so enticed to hear your stories. Elodie, you tried setting them into motion, everything. They like stay in motion, they are interactable. but they don't stay for like that for long. They eventually wither out and move on, and it's weird. It's like they're not interacting with any life or magic within the nature here.
So from that, I can gather that the nature here is fake. It might look really convincing, but it doesn't really have a soul, I guess, or mana, whatever it is that normally attracts ley lines, is absent here. It's all just like a facade, presumably designed to get people lost and confused and hopeless and such. So, I think after realizing that, I would probably try and...
Oh, also important. You notice your connection to your body is gone.
That's concerning. Yeah, why don't you go back to the others and see how they are handling their side of things while I
No,
figure out what to do.
because I want to just clarify, this is not in parallel, so I'm very interested how this goes. Because oh, nice. Thank you.
Sorry.
Because Elodie, you spend some time watching the sky. It's quite a clear day, but you notice something. You were so focused on the ley lines, you didn't notice that not only there are no clouds in the sky, there's also no sun. There's no birds moving. No animalistic life forms at all. You don't even see any worms or bugs rattling around. Do you want to start wandering the forest? Or...
actually, I have an idea. Let me see. Yeah, okay. I want to use the ley line hook. Once per short rest as an action, I can roll 1d6, and there are like 3 effects, one of which is to suppress magic and spells for 10 minutes, which I'm hoping will cut me away out of this dimension that I've been moved to, which is what I'm expecting this to be, based on the fact that, you know, obviously I use dimensional transference myself, so it's a kind of natural assumption. Of course, there is also the chance that I could hurt myself with magic damage if I do this, but hopefully that won't happen.
Feel free to roll.
Yeah, okay, so d6. Damn it, magic damage. Oh well. Yeah, so...
I mean, we can operate under the assumption that at some point you would be able to do that, even if you take damage.
The problem is that it's... Well, the problem is that it's once per short rest, right?
Yeah.
So
you would be able to short rest and...
Yeah, I have to take damage, then wait an hour, then try again, and hopefully not take more damage. So, let me see. It's DC 15 plus Y, where Y is my wisdom modifier, which is currently 3. So, plus 3. So...
you'll most likely heal that within the hour anyway, so it's fine.
Well, no, that's not the damage, that's just the save. Then creatures take 4d20 magic damage on a failure.
4d20.
Yes.
So you might
I could just kill myself.
Yeah, go ahead and roll then.
Okay, so first of all, the DC, what did I say, was 15 plus 3, so that's 18. So I need to make a DC 18 wisdom save. Yep.
Okay.
That is a fail. I will... Actually, that's a critical fail. So I'm going to use my advantage. No, I was early. I'm going to use my advantage to...
Wait, that's the first critical failure you have had.
I don't think it is. I think it's like the second. But,
okay.
Yeah, it does not happen often. But thankfully, I did come early today, so that's a 20 instead of a nat
So you take
6.
half?
Yes, so I take
Okay.
half
Of
of
4d20.
4d20. Oh boy.
Damn. Okay.
I mean, as you hook in, the ley line literally explodes, dealing the magic damage.
Okay, so halved to 20, then -6, so I take 14 damage.
Yeah. From the magic exploding in your face. And are you then taking a short rest?
Yes.
For narrative purposes, I would say you spend a couple of hours hooking, resting, hooking it again, resting, until you finally manage to hook in and dispel whatever magic is surrounding you.
Neat.
To no avail.
Okay.
I guess would your armor drop?
Yeah. Well, my size category drops as some of those rocks break away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like on a short rest, I could regain them. But,
Oh no,
like,
no.
we
I
don't
meant
know.
because of the dispel.
Oh right, no, it's not magical.
Okay. No, that's fine then. It's not a spell at least.
Oh
So,
well, actually no, no. It's okay. It says temporary magical effects and spells are suppressed for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
During which no further spells can be cast within range. But again, that's the range based on like where it's used. So I could just move more than 8 meters away. But
that's
like if I wanted to cast a spell at me.
Yeah.
But
you spend a couple hours on it and no avail. You dispel, no avail. You try an hour later, no avail.
Okay.
And the sky isn't getting dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lightning doesn't change, and the shadows cast are exactly overhead. Although, as mentioned, there is no sun.
Hmm. Well, in that case, I would like to. Oh, I just remembered something. Earlier on, when I said that CTA was able to see that Elodie was pretending not to be panicked when actually she was, I forgot that because that's a charisma check, that was a critical success. So actually, CTA could not see that. I looked calm and composed. But yeah, no, the reason I was thinking about that just now was because what I would like to do is I sit down on the ground in like a sort of cross-legged position and look up at the sky, and I just want to say, all right, nice old lady, I'm sorry for messing with your magic circle. I've learned my lesson. You can let me out now. I promise I'll be good. And I'm not even large anymore, so I'll be able to fit inside your house. Isn't that convenient? And I would like to roll charisma.
There is no need.
Aww. Okay.
Reese, I now need you to think over how Elodie will be impacted for being lost in the forest for 50 years.
Okay. Well, actually, I was going to say that, and it's just going to sound like I came up with this on the spot because I didn't see it before you mentioned that. But I was going to say that if there's no response to my thing, which was going to be a charisma check and potentially a critical success, but if there was no response, what I would do was basically just go into low power mode and sit there until something changed.
Okay. No, that's hilariously perfect. Yeah. So you kind of go into stasis as we go back to the party, as the lady looks around everyone. So, what are your stories? You're one of the most interesting bunch that happened here.
Oh, I can start. Starts the drone. So, I was born like 8 hours ago. No. Well, time flies. It felt like 8 hours anyway.
I can see you're very mature for your age.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying. I'm trying to, because Dad is incapacitated and chewing on metal bones at the moment. I'm trying to fulfill his
She kind of
expectations.
looks over the drone's shoulder. That's your dad.
Yeah, he's quite neglectful, but it's
Do you
okay.
like him that way?
No, of course I would have. I would like to have a loving dad, as everybody would. But well, you get what you get. We only live once and have to make the best of it, right?
She snaps her fingers as CTA, your beast potions effects disappear. Your forge just drops, and you regain the ability to understand what the other people are saying.
Well, technically, I always could understand that.
Yeah, you can communicate.
Yeah.
You are able to communicate your thoughts with your drone again. That would be immediately noticeable.
Oh. Ah, Droney, come back. I need HP.
A loving father indeed.
And the drone flies over. No, I wanted to be here. And melts into my body, and I regain 15 HP. No, I regain 10 HP, I believe.
Elodie, I would also say, for just real quick for you, you went like into the stasis mode where it had like the countdown of entering stasis mode of 5, 4, 3, and you were like, wait, no, I have actions to do. You try to press cancel, but then a pop asks, do you actually want to cancel? But the timer doesn't stop. So it goes 2, 1, and then you power down with the trigger, as you mentioned, until something happens.
Yeah. Okay. But just for the record, so what I was gonna do, the actions I was gonna do, were to repair my seven of my raked warships, because I have 7 tricycles from market. But even if I'm not actively doing anything, the time spent in low power mode would still be resting, so my body would still auto repair itself.
Absolutely.
Which means that after 50 years, I'll be at max mana and max temp HP.
Yeah, and you have grown rocks.
Yes, I probably am covered in moss and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So the old lady looks at you, CTA. Welcome back, father.
Hello, what's up?
Please sit down and enjoy some tea with us. And tell us your story.
I unhappily leave my my comfy doghouse to sit next to the people. What's the tea, by the way? I'm drinking it, of course.
Give me a knowledge check.
Knowledge. I know tea well.
It's tree sap.
Huh.
Sweet.
So it's very, like, it does kind of clank up against your metal parts as you swallow it, but it is sweet. I don't know if you can.
It's actually it's not like birch tree sap. Birch tree sap is actually like water, like sugar water.
This seems to be a bit more. Is viscous? Viscous is the thing that's
viscous. Yeah, thick, syrupy.
Thick. Yes. So this seems to be a bit more thick. It's definitely very sweet, but it is more thick. And as you drink it, it's more similar to caramel, even in like to hot caramel in viscosity. But as you place it down, it like refills from the bottom again.
Oh, nice. How far back should we go? How much do you want to know?
I have the time. Tell me everything.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have much time.
What's the rush?
Do you know what's happening on this continent?
Which is this continent?
We are in Boboland. Do we know the names of the continents or the islands or whatever these
I mean,
are?
they never mentioned continent names. They just refer to them as countries.
Yeah.
Like Africa.
Wonderful. How is King Bob doing? Sorry, King Bobo doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
She keeps on smiling, like gives you a little glance. You can't tell if she finds it funny or is angry, and then looks back at CTA.
Well, the future king. Well, you said Bobo or Bob. Bobo. Bobo is dead, and the future king Bob is right there. I pointed Bob, and the current King Bob is is a ghost and still chilling, being chilling, as they say.
Oh, how times change. So you want to be the next king, huh?
Yep.
Why?
Good
Why not?
question.
To
What
institute
is-
bureaucracy.
What is your story then?
I look at the Elodie, waiting.
Elodie's
for
not
her
here.
Elodie is
Oh,
gone.
Oh yeah. Shit.
She notices you looking around, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot." She goes into next to the door here, opens it up, and under there you find like a huge pile of rocks. And Elodie, boop, 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 your body reconnects back to your consciousness. Like there's an immediate pop-up connection restored as you power up again because something happened.
Nice. I guess my first thing that I would look at is my golden ley line link to my other real body restored?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what
Okay,
realistically.
good.
When she opened, you immediately got back the connection.
Nice. And the ley lines around me, do they look real or not?
You find yourself in this like enclosure within the tree, and everything looks as it was. You literally can see outside the door your Barky sitting down at a table where you left them 50 years ago.
Nice. Wait, do I actually know it's 50 years? Because obviously the time.
I probably would have had an internal timer, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay. I guess in that case, I would stand up and stretch and just say, 50 years, huh? That took a while. And I guess this would be the first time everyone else notices that Elodie is now 10 meters tall.
Yeah, she's like probably up to in half. So she's up to the balcony.
Nice.
So it's like she crawls out from a basement, basically.
Wait, so if she's gonna like drive her car, she's gonna be like those memes of the giants like having their like legs outside.
I'm imagining that if I was to drive one of the warships at this point, it would be kind of like using a surfboard.
It would be the end of Titanic, you know, when it's like entirely vertical. You'd be able to use the warship as a sail. Jokes aside, you see this huge what looks like the stone form of Elodie come out of her basement as the old lady just tiptoes back and sits back at the table.
What is going on?
She had a little accident.
Do people you invite often have little accidents?
Only the cocky ones.
It turns out I maybe, possibly, might still have a thing or two to learn about using advanced technology, which other people may call magic who are not Transfunies.
You have a strange language barrier, but I hope you got the lesson.
Oh god damn it, I just remembered I could have spent that time studying the red crystal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, that
Oh,
was
yeah,
in
'cause you don't
character.
have it.
That was in character, and Lodi says that just out loud. Fuck, I could have solved the whole goddamn campaign. I had 50 years.
Oh
Like,
my god,
she
yes.
unsummons me and just frickin' Mark and Syrian and that are right there as well. But no.
Worse
Oh, well,
things
never
have
mind.
happened. Worse
Yeah.
things have happened in that place, don't you worry. Wherever this red crystal is. Honestly, yeah, tell me your story. You can notice, like, she has a very short attention span where she's like, Bob, you didn't even realistically finish yours or even start it, where she's like, okay, this is the next interesting topic. Now tell me about this.
Yeah, I didn't say. ZDA didn't say anything about this story, by the way. But I would interject and, hey, while we're talking, can we play poker or something? This is. I
No.
wouldn't say boring, but it's quite snoozy.
Conversations are to be done with tea. Anything else is a distraction of the mind.
How about we make a game and you try to guess our past, and if you guess correctly, you win something. If you guess wrong, we win something. You know, make it more interesting.
Give me a charisma.
I quickly put on my cool guy glasses to have an 8 charisma.
No, I don't like guessing. I love hearing it from people. It's much better when they explain it themselves. You get that personal touch.
Marky, that's your cue. Come, let her touch you.
Well, anyway, if you're that interested in hearing, I suppose I can fill you in on a few details. My friends and I arrived at this planet from a different planet looking for this red gemstone. And then I will hold up the gemstone, take it out of, I don't know, it's buried in between rocks in my body, I guess. Take it out and hold it up.
Wait, wasn't Mark carrying the gemstone?
I got given it back, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Because Mark said that basically he couldn't really study it anymore
Yeah,
without
that's
magic. Fair. So, yeah, so hold it up and just continue. And we found it, but it does seem to be a little bit what you would call magical. So I created a device called the Metaphysical Anomaly Generator of Iridescent Crystal, or magic for short. And now I can perceive lines in the air, which some superstitious people would call ley lines. And in hindsight, yeah, I probably should have used that big span of time that I had to actually study this thing. But instead, I just sort of put myself into sleep mode and kind of didn't really do anything.
It's what happens when people think they figure everything out and find a loophole or something. You focus on such big things that you forget the small ones.
Yeah.
I am to live in the moment.
I can admit that I am quite prone to forgetting the small things. And as I say this, I am pointedly looking down at everyone from being 10 meters tall. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much the story. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't actually tell you why we wanted the crystal. So this crystal opens a link to another dimension, kind of similar to the one you had me in, but probably a little bit bigger or more active, shall we say. Or not. It could be paused in time. I'm not 100% certain. So maybe less active. In any case, there are a couple of people in there. A few people, actually.
She does, as you're just explaining this, she does extend her hand as if suggesting for you to hand it over to her.
Okay, I glance at the others to see if anyone is suggesting that this is a terrible idea, but if nobody objects, then I will begrudgingly hand it over. Okay, I'm hearing no objections. So hesitantly, so I'm imagining I just have this thing like held between two fingernails because I'm like so massive at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I will just lean over and like drop it into her palm.
She looks at it immensely. Yes, I see. Free souls lost beyond what time can give them. Ah.
Yeah, we're trying to
sense-
rescue them.
I sense him. Huh. What an amazing individual. He's out of time, but he's managing to reach out.
That would be Mark, not to be confused with Marky, who's that guy. And I point at Marky. This Mark is the war chief of an organization called the NES. He's possibly one of the strongest mages in existence.
You hear behind you a voice go, "Oh yes, absolutely." As you look back and you see that vines have shaped into the form of Mark.
Oh.
With a long viney beard, a long vine mustache, a Jedi-like cape, and even like it looks like vines emulating a lightsaber.
Sir, you have always been my most favorite of war chiefs.
I
have no idea who you are.
Am I inside the house?
You're not inside in the house.
Oh.
The table was outside.
Oh, right. Okay, good, good.
So it was grown outside the ground, so everything is, the action is outside completely.
Good. Yeah, so I just straighten up suddenly, like, almost like a soldier standing at attention, but actually not really, because Elodie definitely has no military training whatsoever, so it's like a really sloppy attention. But yeah, trying to look smart, basically, because, I mean, this dude was, not only is he the head of the NES, but also he was on 6ix9ine's stream, so he's basically a celebrity.
Yeah. He looks a bit around. I'm confused. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, Mr. War Chief Mark, sir. Good news and bad news. Bad news, you're sort of trapped in another dimension right now, and at least one person wants to kill you.
God
that's
damn it,
bad
6ix9ine.
Well, yeah, it might be 6ix9ine, or it might be OCD.
Syrian?
Is Syrian not in there with you?
Maybe. I don't recall exactly.
Okay.
I remember the last moments we were fighting Elfanol. And... Alright, 6ix9ine said he's gonna drop a nuke.
Yeah.
So
well,
I grabbed...
anyway.
Yeah, so... Syrian should have been with me.
Yes. So
and
we...
he's shark.
Yes, his baby shark, yes. So, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get you out of this interdimensional prison that you're in, because both 6ix9ine and OCD are claiming that they want to save you, and the other one wants to kill you. Also, OCD is the war chief now, but not really. He's like the name-only war chief. He has the title,
Where
but
is
not the power.
SI?
I think he has his own planet now. He just sort of
Did
retired.
he just fucking forget about me?
Probably. Actually, we were on our way to visit Natus World, and then we sort
I'm
of...
sorry.
Yeah, it's called Natus World. Anyway, we were on our way there, but then we heard OCD's distress signal, so we went to help him out, and he was all like, 6ix9ine is gonna kill the war chief. And then 6ix9ine showed up and he killed the war chief, but it wasn't you, it was the OCD war chief, not the real war chief. But anyway, both 6ix9ine and OCD said they wanted to rescue you, and the other one wanted to kill you, and we don't know who's lying. In fact, both of them might be lying. They might both want to kill you. So...
Why would anybody want to kill me?
Well, 6ix9ine, because he's 6ix9ine. OCD, because
Sure.
if you die, he might actually beget to become the war chief properly. Also, because 6ix9ine has been killing OCDs, like a lot of them. So maybe he thinks that if he can get the real war chief powers, he might be able to defeat 6ix9ine. But that's just a theory.
An NES theory.
Exactly. Also, we are kind of sort of a bit slightly outside the law here. We don't strictly work for NES.
Wait, I'm the war chief. I pardon you.
Awesome. Are you able to pardon people for being rogue transfinis? Asking for a friend.
Like, you can immediately tell he's flashbacking to 6ix9ine being rogue transfini.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do once I'm back in power.
Nice.
What about serious war crimes? Ask him about that.
You're there too. You can ask him yourself.
Yeah, he hears you. He hears you shout upon to this man. He looks at you. Were they committed in NES jurisdiction?
Not yet.
Like, he takes a pause at this moment. We'll see what we can do about it once I'm back in power. Like, ending with a question mark.
Yeah, so on the subject of getting you back into power, since you're a great mage and all, do you have any idea how we might actually, do that? Like I said, you seem to be trapped in another dimension.
Well, assuming my father didn't survive.
Well, you
There
were the war chief, I think, so probably he didn't.
I mean, he was revived after. By OCD.
Ah, yes, of course. I definitely remembered that out of character.
You don't need to. Oh, right. I have a clone brother that has similar powers. Not as good as me, of course, but...
Oh, yeah, Genos. I watched the stream.
Oh yeah, did he survive the final fight? I ask.
He, takes a second thinking. Oh, if you're asking Elodie, I mean, sure. Elodie's the intermediator.
Yeah, so I, out of character, cannot remember this, but Elodie probably would. Can I roll knowledge for it?
Yeah, sure,
I mean,
go ahead.
he's the one who watched the streams. I don't think Mark would even know, right? He's the one who fought also.
So, yeah, no, Mark himself doesn't remember because it was like a very quick thing of defeating his brother, then going against his father.
Oh no, I do actually remember him fighting in the final battle, at least, I think so. He was like in one of the teams, right?
Shinata fought in the final battle.
Oh,
Ginas did not. Because so Elodie, you would remember perfectly, like, this is important Keystone lore. So what happened is Ginas fight, it was a 3-stage fight, right? First off, the fight started with Genos' squad without Genos. Then Genos came in, like the 12-year-old him, fought against everybody, almost like 1-to-1. Well, not 1-to-1, but like most of his team was down by the time he came. Then he disappeared as he was about to die and came back as an old man who trained to become the god of time.
Huh.
And then he fought the party as the god of time. The battle kind of ended in the middle with him seeing that he can take a couple of you down, but not him seeing he can take a couple of his enemies down. Well, I think like 6ix9ine was nearing his end and Mark, but he was like, okay, I will die if I continue this, and as the god of time, I cannot allow myself to die. So the battle ended in a draw as he disappeared. But Genos left as the god of time.
Okay, yeah, nice. So yeah, I will pass that information along to Mark. And so yeah, he's now the brother of the god.
So technically, he should also have space powers.
Like I said, we got distracted. We were on our way to Nata's world, and it was definitely for an important reason, and not just because Bob's daughter wanted to visit it. So
is she also a shark?
She's not a shark. No, she's a normal human. People. Yeah, she's human. Her name's Millie. Bob has a lot of pictures.
But I mean, Elodie's well, not daughter, sister looks a bit like a shark, so it's not all roses.
But yeah, anyway, so if we can get you out of this crystal, or possibly if we can just leave the planet with the crystal, we could maybe go to Isai and then get him to ask your brother about something. But honestly, if there's a way to get you out without leaving the planet, that would probably be ideal, because the thing is, Oside knows where this planet is, and 6ix9ine is already on this planet. So yeah, it might be helpful to get you out soon.
I have no idea what is my connection to the crystal.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the only way you can be reached. At least that's what one mage said. Or no, that's what you're calling from. It's what we hear you calling from. That's how we found you.
It must be somehow connected to my dimension, which I accessed with my mother's help. So
yeah, I really squandered those 50 years that I could have spent studying this crystal.
I mean, we do know that if we
I've been gone for 50 years. He like grabs his head.
Well, no, not really. I just got paused in time for 50 years. Except I wasn't really paused in time. I was in a location that was paused in time, and I just sort of slept through it. And then in hindsight, I was like, oh hey, I guess I could have used that time productively.
I do remember that I have been able to understand that if we use an extreme amount of energy, or I don't know, whatever you people call it, we should be able to at least do something to the crystal. But that's about all I know. And there is supposed to be a large source of energy on this planet.
Great, can you reach it?
Well, it is on the other side of the planet.
So just, I mean, how long will it take? 3 hours to fly there?
Yeah, about that. There's also someone or something on this planet that has a habit of knocking ships out of the air. So we don't actually have a ship at the moment. Well, we do, but we don't have a spaceship. We have like boring water ships.
Do you have a flying sleigh?
No, because again, flying things knocked out of the air.
Okay, a mechanical Pegasus with 8 legs.
Again, would be handy, but no.
What if you don't fly in? What if you don't fly in air but fly through the cosmos? Like, leave out one point, go around, enter through the another.
That would be a good idea if we had a spaceship, but again, our spaceship got sort of smashed up when we got attacked in the air.
Oh, he like looks at Bob. I apologize. Did your daughter survive?
Well, okay, we do actually have another spaceship. Look, hear me out though. Hear me out though. That spaceship is currently hiding on the other side of the solar system because there's a god on this world who hates us and repeatedly keeps threatening to kill Bob's entire family. Oh yeah, that's another reason why we could really do with getting you out of the crystal.
I mean, gods are just mages who got high on their power.
Well, in that case, this guy is just half a mage who got high in his power because he's also like part of Bob or something. But he's trying to absorb. Yeah, he's trying to absorb Bob to become a whole god or something.
I thought the absorption was supposed to happen while they're still in the womb.
Well, I'm not an expert on human biology or mage biology or god biology, but I feel like he thinks he has some way of doing it now.
He's gonna put him inside the room. Oh no! Wait, so
Okay.
out of character.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just is the old lady just like sipping her sap, just listening to this like it's cinema.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. She's enjoying these stories.
Nice.
Yeah, Marcos. So, does that work vice versa? The absorption.
Well, I think
because I had a friend who absorbed his alter ego brother.
Isai?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is kind of our plan. However, it does require us defeating him first, I think. Because otherwise he might absorb Bob, and we don't want that to happen. So
yeah, but you said he's only half a mage, so like.
Yeah, he's still quite a powerful one though. So
okay, can
we were kind
he open
of...
my crystal then?
Yeah, well, that's what we were. Well, we were sort of hoping to open your crystal, and then maybe, you know, you would be feeling sort of grateful to us for getting you out, and you might help us defeat the guy.
I mean, he like takes a second. I don't want him to get into conflicts that aren't mine. Like, I don't know what's the beef between you guys, and to be fair, he kind of points to Bob. You just asked me to pardon you for war crimes you have not yet committed. So understand my
Trump would have done it.
But on the other side,
I have not committed war crimes on NES soil, and I plan on annexing this planet for the NES.
That's wonderful, but you kind of still mentioned that you would commit war crimes, so, which I shouldn't hear. You know, you don't tell your judge. You don't ask your judge if you can keep the stolen TV after he said you're not guilty. Now, while I might not be keen to slaughtering gods again, there is one guy stuck with me who's very blood hungry.
Ah, yes. Syrian also would be very useful to have around. Although there is... Yes, there is also the slight chance that he might turn on us the instant that he hears that 6ix9ine is, shall we say, not exactly on our side at the present time.
He slowly engulfs his face into his palms, taking a few moments to think unless anybody interjects. But you also notice his vines are starting to drip down as he's starting to lose shape. Well, I mean, figure something out, get that power source that you mentioned. Like, whatever, I don't know. Kill a god, get a power source. Like, there's a few options. Ask 6ix9ine to kill a god. He's keen to do that most of the time. He thinks he's one. So,
Okay.
offer him a
can try
throne, he'll
that.
try to sit on it.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for the suggestion. I will see what we can do about negotiating with 6ix9ine. He does have an army of vampires, so it probably would be easier to negotiate than to fight.
Oh, you hear him go far as the vines drip down and he disappears. Seems his energy has run out, says the old witch as she hands over the crystal back.
I thank her for it, and then take it back, and I just sort of like push it with one finger into my chest, and the rocks sort of shift around to make room for it, and it gets buried inside.
Wonderful stories. What else do you have?
Why don't you happen to know of any power of magic sources on this planet yourself?
She kind of thinks to herself. I don't travel around much. I mostly wander off around similar places where I have been. Sometimes the rivers change their flows and I change with them. Sometimes people burn forests down and I'm forced to move again.
Have you ever visited the square that is called Circle?
She takes a moment, still keeping her smile. Are you speaking of the new land?
I'm speaking of the bit that looked like a square on the map, but for some reason someone who may or may not have been one of my
I don't know how
comrades
to
here...
read maps.
Damn it. Okay. There's an island that nobody can approach.
Right. I remember it.
Cool.
I was there.
Have you been there? Oh.
I was one of them who put it there.
Interesting.
Well, I put the protections around it.
Do you mind if I ask why?
They wanted to store something. Something ancient. An ancient weapon. I think it was called... Ah yes. God Killer.
Oh, that sounds like a thing that we could reuse right now.
It was some kind of an ancient weapon called God Killer. And if the ancient mages wanted to store it offshore on a faraway planet from any other civilization. And of course we needed to ensure that nobody would be able to enter it on accident, so I put an impassable field. The closer you try to get, the further away it seems.
Interesting. Could we convince you to take us to it?
I'm not traveling there right now.
Darn.
Although, she takes a moment to think. There are ways that your wish might be granted. And you can see her smile like tense up even more.
I sort of look at the others just to see if anyone else has something to contribute, because I've been talking for like half an hour.
Yeah, CTI just shrugs with his shoulders. He's sad that we don't play poker.
I'm glad I didn't kill the witch lady.
Okay, yeah. So nobody else is really seeing anything. So I guess I'll just ask her like what, how it is then that we might get to it.
Long ago I have been a legend, a folk tale. The hag among the trees. That if you find and prove your worth, prove that your story is worth telling, you may gain one of three things. An answer to your question, an item you wish to possess, or a wish granted within my ability. Me, Snagglehex Grumpus Style, is offering you a trial if you wish, with the prize being as aforementioned.
Okay. So Lucas, just 1 second. Could you write her name down somewhere? Because
It's what do you
Hagger
mean? It's quite
snag,
easy.
crumble bitch.
Haggle, snaggle, grumple breath, or some shit like that.
Snagglehex Grumpus Title.
Yeah, of course. How could I not know how that was spelled? Yeah. Also, that second word is pronounced thistle. It's a plant.
No, it's not. Grumpus Title.
Of
There
course.
is like there isn't even the letters IS in there, but it's pronounced Grumpus Style.
But yeah, okay. Grumpus style or whatever. So yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I would just say.
But there's no rush. We can continue drinking tea. I'm still inclined to hear some of your stories.
Is this a trial that we can take as a group, or would we have to complete it individually? Or is only one person allowed to take it at all?
Can we compete against
group.
each other?
There is no reason to, but you can. Haven't had that one before.
Well, in that case, one of us would automatically win, right?
It's not that single challenge, so to say. It's a trial.
Before we continue, what was the aforementioned prize? What
You
did
get a
you-
wish, or you get an item, or you get, I think, information, was it?
An
Knowledge?
answer to your question, yes.
And
Yeah.
if we lose?
Nobody asked.
Yeah, I'm assuming death because, like, the rewards seem pretty substantial if you can get any wish you want granted.
Okay, I'm in.
Amazing. Does anybody else want to participate?
Can we think about it after we see our party member dismembered?
Sure.
She takes a second to think. The trial cannot be witnessed by not participants.
Well, I guess
It's about telling your story, so it wouldn't be fair that others can witness a story before trying to tell their own.
Okay, I will join.
Same here.
Amazing. Great.
I stare at Mark. In fact, because I don't really have eyes, I have to make it really obvious that I'm
You're
staring.
like,
so I
lean over.
Yeah, lean over him, just looking very pointedly down at Marky.
You with us?
Yeah, I am with you. I just don't know why.
Everyone else accepts the trial. Marky just sitting there sipping tea.
He's
Okay,
supporting the party
I did not
vibe for
hear-
some loot.
Yeah.
All right, let's go die for glory.
Woo!
Very well. Follow me. she stands up from the table and starts walking through a pathway in the forest that is appearing, like growing out in front of your eyes. And Elodie, since you can see the magic circle, you can see it expand, and the path that grows is like still within the magical walls. It's like expanding outwards, growing into an oval and further.
Okay.
As you're assuming you're following her, and
Yeah.
for you, a 10-meter creature, it's kind of hard to even fit within the path between the walls. The walls are impassable out, so it's like literally physical walls for your senses. So you're kind of shoulder to shoulder from between them walking.
Yeah. So I'm also like, so I'm not any faster even though I'm larger. So basically I'm taking like huge steps, but my legs are moving more slowly than before. So I'm covering the same amount of distance I normally would. So aside from having to sort of like turn to the side, I guess, to sort of make sure I'm not brushing up against the walls, I'm also taking like really massive strides.
As she walks, at some point, a bit more of an oval area grows out with a strange chest in the middle of it that's entangled entirely in weird black gooey hairs. As she kind of stands behind the chest looking back at your group. So, the first trial is of discovery. This chest has the contents required to pass the trial. Countless warriors have wasted their lives trying to open it. Feel free to write your story on how you discover what is hidden inside. But know that I have spent countless years designing the perfect protections.
You said gooey hair. Is it like a penguin that's dipped in oil or something?
No, it's like a chest, but it's like strands of black hair, like human hair, it seems, but they're really gooey, and they're just twined around the chest hundreds of times.
Oh my god,
Just
it's chest hair.
imagine someone come on the hamster.
It's a fucking chest hair.
Ha ha ha.
Oh my god, no.
Can chest take potions? Just asking.
I mean, you can try pouring on it. If it's a living being, it will be able to take it.
I wanna pour a potion of extreme luck on that chest, and just each one of us tries to open it and to see the.
But couldn't you just take the potion yourself and then try and open it?
Otherwise, no. If it's the chest, it would be funnier.
It would
do we
be,
know
but
the
there's a
chest
chance
is
it just
alive?
doesn't do anything.
Nah, but technically,
Yeah.
if I take the potion, I can't try the same thing twice, right? Or can
Why
I?
not?
Yeah, no, it would be unfair. Yeah, you can't retry.
So,
Like, if you can't open it, you can't open it. So,
No.
if I
mean,
pour it on the
if it was-
chest, we have like four people to try.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, how long does it take? How long does the potion have effect for?
10 minutes, I believe.
Oh, wait, before you do that,
It's quite-
Lucas,
Yep.
do living things like interact with ley lines? I think you said before that they sort of coil around people.
again, yeah. So they do, because
Yeah.
most smart living things have some innate magic.
And
Yeah.
from looking at this chest, do the ley lines move
Oh,
around it?
the ley lines. Okay, so now that you raised the question, the ley lines, the hairs are actually infused with ley lines. Each of the hairs is a separate ley line, it seems. And it also has some protective blessings and protective curses on the chest.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Can I tell if any of those curses would be triggered by somebody getting close to it?
No. It seems to mostly triggered by trying to open it.
Okay, yeah.
Interacting
So I
with
guess I would tell CTA that it is cursed, or it is subject to advanced technology, which could be perceived by the ignorant as curses, but is in fact just obviously mechanical booby traps. But he should be safe enough to get close to it if he wants to try pouring the potion on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything more interesting. Because if it's cursed, I mean, if the mechanism doesn't require a roll or anything, then the potion is useless.
Yeah, if there is no luck involved, extreme luck doesn't really do anything.
So it's not a living being that's the problem.
Well, the
cannot
problem is
roll
I
it to
can't
death.
really tell, because you see, normally the living beings would have ley lines wrapped around them, but because this thing's like completely covered in ley lines anyway.
What will happen if we shave it? Like it has a lot of
that
hair.
might trigger a curse.
And also about the shaving, there's a forever empty bottle in our possession. We could try to suck in the hair.
Could do.
If it's gooey enough, it would be quite liquidy, right?
Possibly. Although it might just be that the goo is on the hair rather than the hair itself being made of goo.
Yeah, true.
I mean, see a lock, or is it just a chest?
It's too much covered with hair. You cannot tell if there is a lock.
Okay.
Why do we even know if it's a chest and not just a giant stone?
Just based on the shape, and there are some wooden pieces that can be seen through gaps in the hairs, but overall based mostly on the shape.
But there is not enough space to try to liquid form ourselves into it.
No, you would not be able to, because it would require you to go in between the hairs, which is a bit. It's not. You wouldn't be able to see ear teeth through that.
What if we simply take the chest in a pocket dimension? Like...
Oh, I have. Yeah. Today I haven't called a guy that hates that, right?
No, I don't think you have.
I want to call somebody who
you
failed this trial.
Okay. Give me a knowledge check. And this is unrelated to that one. But first, you start thinking about it, and then you kind of realize, wait, is there anyone still alive who has failed this test?
Hey, we still don't know if punishment for failing is death. I mean, Elodie's punishment was just wandering around. Maybe they are just in eternal whatever somewhere.
I mean, but she like travels the world and she's ancient. Maybe everybody who has tried this has died of old age by now.
I mean, if nobody picks up, the call isn't wasted, right?
Okay.
You don't pay for an unconnected call.
That's fair. If you make the roll, it's you're still gonna call somebody, but it's like gonna be less useful. Like you're gonna reach a guy who really hates hairy chests.
Oh god.
Oh. Okay, kind of assumed like an ancestor of the person or something like that, but.
I mean, you can attempt the higher it is. It's just
surely there's got to be somebody else like that knows about this aside from her. Like,
well, if this doesn't work, and I call a guy that knows a guy, but But I want to try this.
So
one.
are you gonna attempt to call a guy who hates this?
Yeah.
Because remember, she mentioned this will be needed later in the trial. So assumingly, this isn't the last challenge.
Yeah. The premise is if I call somebody who hates this, they at least know about it. So
yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
my
I put
question
him
is:
on
do you want to
speaker
roll?
immediately.
Yeah. Do you want to roll off that 21, or do you want to attempt to roll for a higher number?
I mean, we are almost done with the session.
Yeah.
So I just crit succeed.
Oh, of course.
But first I have to check. Yeah, I crit succeed.
Okay. Wonderful.
Nice.
Okay, crit succeed changes things, I guess. Yeah. So you hear it ring, 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 ring. Hello. Who is this?
You've been selected as the telephone joker.
Are you the Grim Reaper?
No. You know, Snagglehex Grumpfistle?
Grumpistol, I think it was.
Grumpy Pistol?
Is that the old hag?
Well, she seems quite young for her age, but yes. Is she still around, by the way? Do I need to?
Yeah, no. She's like on the other side of the chest. She's just smiling, staring at your group.
You said no and then yes, so she hears this.
Yes.
Okay, then I will still be friendly towards her. Yes, that old lady gave us an opportunity. And I heard of your past great deeds.
Mr. Banana, don't tell me you took her challenge.
Well, of course I took.
Mr. Banana, no.
Every banana has to become a smoothie somehow.
I don't know what a smoothie is.
It's a crunch banana. With milk and honey.
Well, why are you so
Milk
worried?
or cow milk?
Well,
Or
goat.
is that not important to the smoothness?
It's important that it's not goat milk. Everything else works.
Okay.
But we are on a timer right now. The game show is going on.
What game show?
Well, the win haggle snacks thing or lose game show.
Oh, you met the old hag?
No, how do you? Huh? Why do you think that? So listen, good sir, I didn't catch your name.
My name?
My name Jeff.
No, he just like stops at just saying my name, and he seemingly either has forgotten or wandered off in his thoughts.
Good sir. Try to channel your feelings of great hatred. Maybe it will help you remember the trial and its contents.
Oh, what trial? The trial of the old hag?
Exactly.
You have met the old hag?
Do you want to talk to her?
No.
Cool. Do you remember the first
You
trial?
can flip her off, though.
I give thumbs up in her direction. Of course, good sir.
Tell her the troubles
doesn't forget his debts. No, wait, she owes me. Tell her. Well, no, that still works. Tell her that Rubles doesn't forget who has debts for him. On him, for him, to him.
What?
Yes.
Did you, good sir, succeed in the trial by any chance, or at what level did you fail? If so, there's no shame in failing, of
We
course.
succeeded. Out of 6 of us, 2 were left. But only I escaped.
Oh, that sounds tragic. Let's talk about that after my first question. My first question is, do you remember what items you took out of the chest to prepare for the trial?
Yes. I remember. It was the last challenge. It was a huge beast. And the chest contained food that would calm it down.
Oh, how did you get the chest open? Was it as hairy and gooey in your time as well?
I don't remember exactly how hairy and gooey the chest was. Except Nordan's. Her chest was hairy as shit, man. But I remember we had our artificer with us, and he took a couple of months, but he created a device based on measurements that opened up a portal to the inside of the chest.
Oh, and you had multiple chests? I believe you got scammed. I wanted to participate separately, but there's only one chest here.
No, was only one chest. What do you mean?
You said somebody's chest was hairy and yours wasn't.
No. I meant the girl I was with.
Oh, she had like a lot of hair around her nipples?
I couldn't see them. I don't know.
Okay.
Like she didn't even wear clothes on top.
Oh, a Yeti race. I know those girls. They are quite temperamental. But hard to catch photos of them. Well, okay, I'm getting distracted. The artificer, did he have like a speciality? You said room. Like, could he teleport or stuff? Or how exactly what technology did you use?
Math and physics. And he made the calculations. As he said, he took a couple of months experimenting to open up a portal.
What energy source did you use? Like AA or AAA batteries?
Well, we had a few magnets and metal sheets, and he had us spin them constantly.
Marky, write that down. It's your job.
Okay. Marky begins remembering.
Okay, so
he just puts a finger on his head.
Okay, our artificer, thanks for your assistance. There were only these fruit or berries or whatever this food item in the chest.
Yes, it was critical to not get eaten by the beast.
Great, interesting. And what was the second trial after the chest? What came next? I'm not talking about your girlfriend.
It was.
And you can see the wine lady tilt her head as you ask about the second trial. As you hear him answer, though,
it was some kind of an impassable passage. We had to destroy something. And it was very difficult. Multiple layers of protection. My mind is getting fuzzy. I will go lie down now, Mr. Banana.
Well, thank you for your help. Maybe I'll call you tomorrow. Same time?
Probably I'll eat you in a couple hours.
Well, it's okay. I can transfer my soul into an apple too, if needed.
Huh.
Try out.
Beep, beep, beep.
Ah, fuck! I wanted to say try a smoothie, but okay. But by the way, I want to roll insight for the head tilt. What did it mean? Does it mean she changes to second trial now because she's pissed?
She did not seem to enjoy you poking in, because at first she didn't really get a grasp what you're doing, but when you asked about a second trial, she understood that you're speaking to somebody who, in her words, has experienced their story. And remember what she said to Bob when he was about saying, can we watch first? She was like, no, you cannot experience somebody else's story before you experience your own. So it seems like she is catching on that you are calling somebody who's has already experienced the trials. Thus, you're technically might be cheating.
Yeah. After I hung up, I said, I called my dad. He's always worried where I'm at. Good times.
Your
good times.
dad's pronouns are she, he.
Well, technically it's he, but yeah, sometimes.
Very well.
He's a big fan of Michael Jackson, but you
her,
know,
her head tilts back.
So I look intensely at Marky. Do it.
Alright, so all I heard was spinning magnets.
To be fair, that's the point where he started telling you to write down, I guess.
Do math and physics.
Get
on with it.
To be fair, he said he has it on speaker, so everybody would have heard it.
Oh, well, if we all heard it...
Wait.
Yeah, I said at the beginning that it's on speaker.
Yeah.
That's why the heck heard it. They had the end of the room.
Yeah.
Although, actually, Lucas only said that she'd heard you saying about the second trial. She probably would have caught on earlier than that if she heard both sides of the conversation. But, yeah, anyway, if we could all hear it, then I probably would have gone over to look closely at the chest without touching it to see if I could study the magic on it a bit more while that was going on.
Feel free to roll me a wisdom.
Cool.
I mean, to be fair, if it is like a proper chest, then maybe we could use magnets to manipulate the locking mechanism, but it would have to have a locking mechanism for that to work.
It seems it has... Yeah, so you can at least tell that the protective spells, while that conversation is going on, you can analyze the protective spells are definitely against physical damage. That including elemental physical damage, like explosions, anything. It has various protective charms for it. Forcing it open would result in some kind of random curses being afflicted. Mm-hmm. And that's just ignoring the fact that there's ley line hairs all around it.
Could I try to use like some Rentgen scan of it? I know I guess I don't... I mean, could I make something that's like sort of radioactive from... and use that as like the source for a radioactive scan?
So, okay, you can I would say you can make a. Sorry, you want a scanner, a radioactive scanner, whatever that's called. What's it? The voice name?
A radiation detector, you mean?
Yeah. If I'm understanding
Geiger
correctly.
counter?
No, I'm interested in like
Yes.
Yeah,
a
that's a Geiger.
röntgen image.
Oh,
X-ray?
X-ray.
X-ray.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, with a high enough roll or a few higher rolls, you would be able to build an X-ray machine. It's not as complicated.
Then again, would it penetrate all the thick hair?
Yeah, there's not only thick hair, there's also wood, and with potentially metal parts behind it.
Well, then again, with enough radiation, that could work. And there's not, well, I mean, the Bob is a fleshy, but they're immune to disease. I'm sure they're immune to radiation as well.
Did we establish that radiation is holy damage or no?
No, it's different, I think.
Because it's protected against
it's
elements, elemental magic, elemental attacks. Does radiation count as an element?
It's not technically damaging a not living organism, right? It's not like gamma rays, it's X-rays, so they're a bit weaker.
Oh yeah, it's not going to hurt me. I'm not suddenly going to develop some blood disease, since I don't have a blood.
Okay, well, it's just 7 now.
That's my vodka. If you spoil my vodka, I'm going to shove this fucking chest in your ass.
Marky, first off, roll me 2d100s, and we're taking the higher roll.
Did he touch
I
it?
can just do this.
No, so you need in total 63 points of knowledge checks, whatever that costs you in HP.
For an
And time.
X-ray machine? That is really expensive.
Because you not only need an X-ray machine, you actually need it to output somewhere, right? And it's meaning you need an X-ray machine on both sides to be able to scan it.
I can just move the X-ray machine. I can just make an X-ray machine and one of those detectors, which should be quite easy. The detector is just detecting light.
Okay, then 42. Because it's still multiple parts. We have discussed that it's like it's not going to be the size of your hand. It's going to be bigger, so you're going to need to create multiple parts.
Okay, that does seem a little bit more worth it. But yeah, 60-30 would be like kind of not that.
Yeah, that's fair. A detector, because I thought, you don't need to print it out, because I was thinking that you would also need a printer. But no, you're right. You just need to display it on somewhere.
Oh god, no. That's a lot of fucking HP.
Oh boy.
28, 38, I think you got it, right? With the last one.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so
I missed it,
multiple
like-
parts. It's like 3D printing, you miscalculated one part, you have to reprint it once again.
Oh, it's 25 HP. Oh god.
Yeah. But you managed to finish off the X-ray machine in less than around 5 minutes, I guess. Just building it all together. As you get a display, you can see something. You can't see exactly what, but you can see something similar to a pole of organic material within the chest. You can also see where the lock would be, a very complex, multiple parts of machinery for movement, allowing you to kind of recognize that it's not just a single keyhole, it's like a more like a safe lock, a safe where you would have a key and you would need multiple twists and turns to either direction to actually unlock it.
Okay.
But from the contents inside, some kind of an organic pole, about 30 centimeters long.
Alright, I guess there's just a massive banana inside.
It's straight, so a banana would be a bit more curved. This seems quite straight.
That does seem to look like a dick now. I'm trying to look at it closer. I don't know what that creature eats, but it's just. Okay, so the mechanism itself.
If it is a dick, the only one who can supply it is Bob. So you know.
Oh, no. Wait, so the thing inside the locking mechanism, is it metal or is it from some... Well, I guess, is it metallic? I guess I would be able to tell from the... Well, no, I would be able to tell it's like if it's metallic or water, I think, something like that.
Like the inside of the chest, or...
Oh, yeah, just like the locking mechanism. Is it like... Is it something that absorbs the...
No. So most of the chest is wooden. It has metallic outlines, as well as the whole complex locking mechanism is also from metal.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's like just the corners are metallic.
All right. Well, I guess I could just make honey and try to like stick some piece of metal inside the... Well, I mean, it probably also requires... It sounds like it requires complicated movement, and I guess it will also require some sort of
From
pattern.
the outside, right now, it's also covered by hairs.
Oh, and it's also covered by hairs. Oh.
Yeah, which aren't seen in the X-ray.
Okay. Can I try to figure out what the pattern is? I would need to move it, and if that could be like imitated using magnets.
Give me a knowledge or an insight. Sure.
Right, I'll try knowledge because I'm very blind. Okay, that's not bad.
You think you can figure it out, but it will take some time. You can estimate you can figure it out within half an hour.
I mean, that's good enough. I mean, to be fair, we have, I think, less than a week till the guy who rules, what was it? Pomakia. We have not that much time until he, regains his power. But I guess half an hour isn't gonna kill us. And we did do this challenge. We keep getting sidestepped.
Yeah, if we complete the challenge, we potentially get a weapon that can defeat him. So it's definitely worth trying.
Okay, fair. All right. In that case, let's just take the half an hour. I guess the other guys can try stuff in the meantime. I'm just gonna sit there, look at them.
Speaking of that, how did my wisdom check go? I got an 18.
Wait.
With an
Lucas,
18, you found out about the protective charms against physical.
Lucas, I want to ask you
about
we had the option for an item or for a wish to come true, right?
Or a question answered, yes. A wish come true within her powers. That was...
Yeah, but she already said
so...
that it's within her power to take us to the God Killer weapon. Like, because she knows how to get there. She told us that. She told us she can take us there when I asked.
So technically we can just wish for her to kill Savit.
No, because that's not within her power. Or at least we don't know for sure if that's within her power. But we do know for sure that she could take us to the God Killer weapon. So we should just wish for that, and then we could use it to kill Savit. Because if we don't know, like, if we ask for something that's beyond her power, she might just say, I can't do that, wish for something else. Or she might just say, hard luck, you wasted your wish, you're not getting a wish anymore.
I think we just ask her if she would do that or if she wouldn't. She's right there.
We could, yeah. Also, Lucas, you said about protective charms. I think I maybe missed that. What was the information I got exactly?
That the chest has protective charms against like physical damage.
Okay, right.
Explosions, everything, and if you try to force it open, a random curse might affect.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Well, I would have told everybody about that.
Yeah, the city reference it. Yeah, so Marky is saying he might be able to open it with magnets, at least unlock it with magnets, with figuring out the pattern in half an hour. There's still hairs around the chest that would prevent it from opening, or anybody can try a different solution.
Yeah.
I mean, is shaving really damaging? You're basically helping it look better.
It's grooming.
I would like to try something.
Roaming is damaging, yes.
Nah.
It's improving.
So what I was thinking was, so it's the physical charms, right, are against like attacks and stuff, are they, or is it just any physical touch, any physical contact at all?
Damage.
Damage, right? Okay, cool. So what I would like to try and do is, I would like to touch it with both hands, and sort of just gently like shift my fingers around, like like at like hairdressers or something,
Yeah.
how they'll sort of like, when the woman's got the stuff in her hair, they just sort of like massage it
Brush.
around or whatever,
Yeah.
like that. But I'm like specifically, using my magic to try and move the hairs as I do, because they're ley lines, and as we established earlier, I can shift ley lines about.
Give me a wisdom check as you try to do that.
Cool. And that is a 16. Nice.
So shifting them around, they're quite tightly on it and intertwined with each other. So it's very hard to shift them around. However, you notice you might be able to stretch them.
Cool.
Since the hairs are made with ley lines, you might be able to stretch out the hairs by just utilizing the ley lines themselves, making them loose.
Okay. So
are you going? That comes in a risk with what happens if you cut it, and you know what happens when it snaps.
Yeah. So what I would like to do is, for the time being, to just keep sort of kneading them like this with my fingers to sort of loosen them, but I'm not actually trying to move them out of the way. Instead, I would like to, since my Golemy shell has got these purple crystals in it, right, which are magical crystals, that was sort of the whole point of the thing, because I copied it from Marked Men's armor.
Yeah.
I want to try and make it sort of resonate with the ley lines, and basically, as well as doing that magically, I'm also continuing to sort of knead it, like I say, like a hairdresser would. So basically, trying to put the chest at ease and make sure that it does not consider me a threat, so that I don't get cursed.
I will ask for charisma, and this is very specific. This is how precisely soft can you be with your giant rock hands on these small greasy hairs.
Yes, okay, let's see, come on. Okay, it's a 19, but it's not a critical success.
No, but that's fine. You very gently and with slow movements, you are able, within half an hour, you would have loosened the hairs, basically.
Nice.
Enough to move away, and at least the ones that are vertically holding the chest, you would be, the ones horizontally would stay, but you would be able to move the vertical ones aside, revealing the lock.
Cool. So yeah, I'll just do that while the others are doing whatever they're doing, and then I'll move them whenever we need to try and get it open.
So CTA Bob, would you be doing anything within the half an hour? Potential half an hour. Marky is figuring out the schematics, and Elodie is fingering the chest hairs.
Yes.
Can I assist one of them with my movement detection? There's nothing in the chest moving, right? The hairs just...
Oh, but I can make it move, and you can detect exactly how it moves. That would be cool, potentially.
Yes, so that would give you advantage when trying to implement it, actually.
I will tell boring stories to the chest. Basically, the lady told us it wants our story, so I will start by, I was born on December 7th, And I will spit out the entire life of Bob.
I have no idea what December is, but go on. Is that
No,
like
he was-
is that like the 10th month?
I will start explaining what months in NES are, how it works, and how bureaucracy works. And I will go back into from where the names of the months are coming from. I'm not trying to damage her yet.
No, that's absolutely fine.
There were
He's just gonna give her
Roman
the entire encyclopedia.
Yeah. Explain where the summer months came from. There was a Roman Empire once.
And then he begins explaining like the entirety of antique history.
I mean, yeah, you know, this is I guess in Galactic Age that would be just prehistory, you know. Like if you consider history started when we started writing books, they would consider history started when the first space shuttle reached a different planet.
No. When the first meme was made, that's when history started.
Yeah. Oh no, actually that makes sense. That's an analog to writing, right? Writing was invented, memes were invented.
Somebody.
Yeah, both record history. All right.
Oh, and since they got more memes than books, memes are more important. It's like cave paintings also depict history, but we have so few of them. Oh no.
Yeah, no.
I will use this at some point.
It's like you're on history exam and it's like, okay, now create a meme on Franz Ferdinand.
I'll ask AI to do that.
Yeah, okay. So as Bob is finishing up the story, Mark,
I'm not finishing. I'm
not finishing. You're
going on and on and on and on. Yes.
As the half an hour is nearing its end, Mark, you kind of connect all the dots in the X-ray map. It was a bit. There were some problems because Elodie kept putting your fingers in front of the X-ray, so harassing the chest. But you managed to connect the pathways, and you think you got it. And the hairs in the meantime have been freed. With CTA sonar help, you know exactly how many turns you need to do. The problem is, even the turns are tricky because when you turn, it should click. But there are some points where you only do a half turn before turning the other way. And that's where CTA sonar is going to be very helpful to you. I need insight with advantage from you. Marky, the DC is 8.
I mean, that is low, but also my rolls are terrible.
Do you want a potion of extreme black?
God,
Just
disregard
disregard the last half hour's work and just
yeah.
make it or break it.
You have an advantage.
I don't. I give 8. No.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, 8 is a low DC. I'm sure.
No, I'm saying with CTA sonar, you do have an advantage.
All right, I'll do it. That's good.
Nice.
Yeah. So it and that goes on for like 10 minutes until it finally pops open, and as you glance inside, we end the session.
Oh.
There is a dick inside. I knew it.
That's why it's called Dikuniversum. It's all been leading to this.
Oh my God.
Foreshadowing.
Why didn't we take a month as well? I could have fully healed. Marky, why are you so much better than their Artificer?
Ha.
Well, if we took a month, that would be sweet coming up here. And I mean, the old lady might defeat him because he's not supposed to look at other people.
Can't believe I wasted 50 years though. God damn it! I could have been studying that red crystal this whole time.
You could have been training.
You should have a midlife crisis because of that. Oh no!
You know, like Genos went away for maybe 50, 60 years, returned as the god of time, having mastered time itself. Elodie goes away for 50 years. She's like, "Oh, finally, I can have a nap."
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
obviously, she
that's-
didn't know it was going to be 50 years ahead of time. She probably thought, "Oh, I might have to be left here for a few hours." So she was like, "It'll be fine." But yeah, no. Turns out that was a lot of wasted time.
She just wakes up and looks at her internal calendar. 50 years have passed. Oh my god! So basically, Elodie is just completely fine with being 50 years inside of a forest, but then she gets an emotional breakdown.
Yeah.
She wasted 50 years.
Yeah.
That sounds like Jensen.
Normal person being stranded alone for 50 years has a mental breakdown because of loneliness. Elodie has a mental breakdown because she wasted 50 years doing nothing.
When she could have been grinding.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now I'm just imagining her like remotely accessing her like World of Warcraft account or something, just spending 50 years getting characters to max level.
Oh my god, she would be the guy who ground on Elon Musk's account.
Yes. It's like, oh yeah, look, Elon's 100th character at max level in Path of Exile. Like, because time didn't even pass for anyone else, it would just be like 1 minute he's like got a noob character, and then the next minute it's like max level, and Elon's just like, yeah, I did that. I totally played in 1 minute, got to max level. I'm the best player in the world.
Yes.
Yeah. It's quite interesting. I didn't expect that jump to happen, and I didn't expect the conversation about the crystal to pop up, but hey.
I mean, that was quite.
I figured, she's temporal, he's temporal. They would probably connect.
Oh yeah, she should have tried to diss him.
Yeah, it was cool getting to speak to Mark. That was.
I do love that. Sorry.
No, I've got nothing.
I just want to say that I just love that how made it canon that all my characters love each other because they have the same Mark name, and it's like the only reason.
Yeah.
So now every time he's gonna be like, "Oh my god, Mark, you are." I love your outfit, and he's like, "Yeah, I need to say some actual reason, not just saying I like you because your name is Mark."
Yeah, I will say
and the only reason why Mark didn't like Marky is because Marky didn't introduce himself as Marky.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was waiting for that moment.
Oh. I actually think I deliberately made Elodie a fan of 6ix9ine rather than say Isai, because I wanted to like not be the person who's like, oh yeah, my character automatically loves my previous character.
Meanwhile,
So
meanwhile, everyone else, even Bob, was like, "But that Syrian guy, though." Bob's like, "I love my wife, but that Syrian dude, I would raise our daughters." No, to be fair, it makes sense that Bob would relate to Syrian as a dad now when I think about it.
Plus, we both control blood.
Oh, also, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Syrian is the only original
Bloodbender.
campaign character. No, original campaign character that has not reappeared yet.
Well, yeah. Now
Even
that
Isai
Mark
was on the
appeared.
phone, so
Yeah. We spoke to Isai first, then we fought 6-9 on the ship, and now we've had a talk with Marky via magical vines. Not Marky, Mark, I should say. Via magical vines.
What's gonna happen to Syria now that he doesn't have a 6-9 to sit inside? Is he gonna just get like insanely depressed and try to kill us all?
Or maybe he
how
was
would
on
that be
6-9
different from
all
just
along.
him being sane?
That is
But hey,
fair.
no, I do now have a reason to try and negotiate with 6-9 because Mark said to try and do that because 6-9 is apparently keen on killing gods.
And thrones. He likes
Yeah,
thrones.
it wasn't
Yeah.
about necessarily about being in the god killing. It's just about okay, hey, you might be the king of vampires, but there's a higher throne.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although he did specifically say that 6-9 likes killing gods at one point.
Yeah, I don't recall exactly if he said he likes killing or he has killed.
I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of like I had mentioned something about wanting to get Mark to help us kill Savid, and then he was all like, "Oh yeah, why don't you like convince the guy who is
Kills
already
gods.
there who
Yeah.
likes doing that or something to that effect?"
Yeah, maybe,
But
maybe.
that's what I thought anyway. But maybe I
He was a
was
line. He was a
misremembering.
line. He's a line person. Why do you? Who knows when
Huh.
he speaks? There's a
But I
reason
do
why.
kind of like. I love Mark just having those like completely out of the nowhere ideas. That is very in character.
To be fair, he's seen up close 6-9 assert a 12-meter large orc kingdom. So you know.
That is true. Yeah. I mean, 6-9 does actually like being king over people. He always leaves like very soon afterwards and never writes back. But he does like being king for those few days, so you can show it off on the stream.
He chases the high.
He's like, "Hey fam, look at the kingdom I conquered. Oh no, I need to do taxes. Okay, see you later, guys."
Yeah, it's like a Sabaton until takeover, and then okay.
It would be quite funny if 6-9 like insists that he be allowed to conquer the world and he be allowed to be the person in charge, but then as soon as he does it, he's just like, okay, right, I don't want to actually deal with the hassle of ruling this place, Bob, you take over.
That's like Trump and Elon Musk.
Yes.
Wait, but who is the one ruling and who is the one telling the other guy to? I still don't know.
Yeah, I'm still excited for the market crash when today the tariffs hit, right? Or did he?
Oh no, they got delayed. They both got delayed.
Yeah, they cancelled them more. Well,
Yeah.
But
delayed them
they
by
did it
30
like
days.
one day before, so all the damage that it would do is already like somewhat done because everybody expected them to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was afraid that my ETFs will drop in value, but
My European ETFs bumped up in value. I was very surprised.
I mean, that is a good point.
So America.
Enjoy it while it lasts, because soon Elon Musk will come to Europe.
Oh no.
I mean, the problem is Elon Musk is racist against the wrong people. If he came to Europe and said, I will get rid of all the gypsies, he would be elected everywhere.
Okay, so should he be more racist or less racist? Like, in case this stream gets seen by somebody in the like EU after Elon Musk comes into Europe.
well, in most of Europe, he writes pretty good with the Muslim hatred, right? There are many points to gather.
The people who are already on the right wing, I suppose.
Yeah, but the problem is not all of Europe is against Muslims. Like if
Who's
you look
not?
at Southern, if you look at
Bosnia.
Southern,
Bosnia and Albania are pro-Muslims because they are the Muslims.
I mean,
like
they're
if
looking
you
forward.
and Reese, tell me if I'm wrong, but aren't Africans a much more discriminized group in as immigrants in UK than?
Not really. No,
Well,
these
but many
days.
of them are also Muslim, right?
Yeah, yeah.
North
So,
Africans?
like
Fair. I'm
last
thinking
year,
Arabic.
there was a guy who killed some kids, and he was African, but like he wasn't actually from a Muslim country, but everyone kept calling him a Muslim just because his name sounded like slightly Muslim. And then it came out he was from Rwanda, and then they just sort of kept acting like he was a Muslim.
I mean, if
But
you're
he was
brown, you're
Christian.
Muslim. That's
Yeah,
it
pretty much.
doesn't matter
But yeah,
what's the
so
truth.
Jesus
they
was Muslim.
they just like I get there is definitely like still racism against black people, but mostly it's against Muslims these days.
I mean, I do actually wonder what would happen if he like went to Italy and started like being really racist against like the Mexicans. Because like I guess the Italians wouldn't really care that much, but like the Spanish probably wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
The Spanish have so much in common with the Mexicans as you have with Serbians.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
but they still
Yeah.
like them. They have like very cordial relations with Mexico, right?
They have bigger problems in Spain. They are barely affording a decent life in general. They have problem with tourism because too many tourists coming in Barcelona. The prices are through the roof, and the local population cannot afford basic food. So they're not very concerned with the problems in America. They're concerned with the problems in Europe.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how Spain is like the number one or like one of the biggest tourist places in the whole of Europe, and yet their economy is like trash. Like I
No,
don't
their
understand
economy
how
is
that.
good. No,
Well, okay, their living
economy is
standards are
good.
trash.
Yes.
They like it just feels weird.
I mean, their economy isn't really trash. It's like Eastern European level. So I think it's better than Bulgaria's,
it's way
almost
better.
definitely.
Like Spain's
But-
economic is Spain economically GDP wise is one of the best in Europe right now. Like
well, it's growth. It's GDP growth. GDP per capita
Exactly.
is actually still like
Might
Eastern
be,
European level because they had
better.
Franco, ruled by Franco for a while.
Yeah.
And I mean, I always kind of love it when people say, "Oh my God, look at Poland's GDP rising so fast." Well, yeah, that's because it was very low before.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like Poland made the genius choice of sending all their young people throughout the rest of Europe. They have worked, they have gained skills, they came back with money, and now they're spending the money and have the skills to do the job. So,
Yeah, but
they just had to be poor for 50 years.
They just had to have GDP, funny, but they still have lower GDP, like way lower GDP. So it's like, I mean, I get that growth is all that matters, but it's still kind of dumb.
I mean, even growth-wise, they have a free currency. They don't even have euros, so like, who knows?
Yeah, they're still using the zloty.
Yeah. What's the funniest thing is, like, most of Lithuanians that live near the southern Poland border, they go to shop to Poland because it's like twice as cheap.
Yeah,
That's
it's also
how much
cheaper
of a
than
difference it is.
Well, that depends though, because they actually have like shittier GDP per capita than Czechia, but Czechia also has a similar problem to Spain, where like stuff is just for some reason more cheap, just more expensive for no reason. So yeah, we also go shopping to fucking Austria and Poland for some reason. The economy is just cooked. Don't question it. But the GDP go up.
Yeah. No,
Anyway, guys, thanks for the session and see you all next week.
Yeah,
Alright,
thanks for the
next
session.
week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye bye.
Have a good time. Thanks for the session.